the grandstands spanning across the front stretch, the palm trees up and down the back straight. This venue has a history of crowning champions. Tonight, though, it hosts round 3 of 22 on the Outlaws Sim Series Gunman truck calendar, and coverage is coming at you live on Pit Stop TV. Welcome to the virtual Homestead, Florida. Devin Zimmerman joins me on the call tonight, and Vincent Cortez is on our social media coverage this evening. We're so excited to see the trucks tackle their first mile and a half on the season tonight in the Sunshine State at the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway. And Devin, though there's no sunshine today, I'm glad to have you alongside with me this evening. How do you feel heading into the first mile and a half on the season, and what can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so Homestead is an awesome track. It's one of my favorites on the service. It has progressive banking through the turns, and I'll explain what that is. You can see on the screen there, 18 to 20 degrees in turns 1 and 2, and the same in 3 and 4, 3 degrees on the straightaway. And that 18 to 20, what it means is it progresses up the track. So starting at the bottom of the track, it's 18 degrees. As you get closer to the wall, it is 20 degrees. What that means, multiple groove racing. We will see a lot of side-by-side racing, some trucks on the bottom, some trucks on the top. It is so exciting. And while the track looks the same, on the screen, turn 4 is a little bit longer on exit, so you can get very loose or very tight depending on the setup of the truck. And so what you want to do is either not spin it out and avoid contact with the wall. It's really, really easy to make contact with the wall at this track as you are rim riding. Some trucks will be, some trucks on the bottom, but it is very easy to do so, and any damage is going to hurt you, as the draft in these trucks down the straightaway does play a little bit of a factor, Emerson.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You mentioned turn 4. It's a little different there. You see it kind of curves a little longer onto the straightaway, and then has a sharp curve right there. It's really illustrated there on the bottom left of that track map there, to kind of give you a nice illustration of it. Now, it's not that drastic, I think, or not as dramatic as I made it to sound like there, but there's definitely a difference. You can see it there even on the left side of the track on the screen right now. There's a little bit of a slight complete angled there right onto the straightaway there. It makes her a little bit of a difficult exit out of 4. I can't wait to see how these trucks handle it, though. These open setups, of course, these drivers are able to fine-tune these trucks to be in the direction that they want them to be heading into tonight's race here at Homestead, Miami. I wonder how many people kept that in mind. Speaking of people, let's take a look at the point standings coming into today's race. After 2 races, Greg Holt is the point leader, but only 1 point over double podium finisher Seth Fitzpatrick, and 1 point over Joseph Causey. Seth Berger, who won last week at The Rock, is 2 points back of Greg Holt. Cody Vreeland, 7 points back of Greg Holt. Farron Elan Jr. is 8 points back of Greg Holt. Jason Miz is 11th. Joshua Balliet is 11 points back. Jason Miz is, by the way. Joshua Balliet is 13 points back in 8th. Devin Smith is 13 points back in 9th. And Ray Rogers is 14 points back in 10th. Devin, it is oh so tight there, but it's also oh so tight around that playoff bubble.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of a breakaway, but not much. I mean, only 5 points separating from in the playoffs to out of the playoffs at the moment. Jeremiah Stutzman in 11th, 14 points back from our leader, Greg Holt. Mickey is there in 12th, is 16 points back. He is tied on that bubble with Thompson for 13th. I mean, it's so close between those drivers. And then 5 points back of them is Setzer. He is, in 14th there, just 5 points out, 21 points behind our leader, Greg Holt. Behind him is McClune in 15th. He's 30 points out. Tyler Markle there in 16th, 32 points back of our leader, Greg Holt, and 16 points out of a playoff spot. He was having such a great run last week and just was unlucky, as were a lot of folks. Land Fox there is 33 points back of Greg Holt in 18th spot. 35 points back is Lingerfelt in 18th spot. 37 points back is a tie there between Barnett and Peck, both 19th and 20th respectively. And they are still only, 21 points back of that playoff spot bubble in 13th. It is tight, and a single race can make all the difference. We saw that last week with Seth Berger jumping from out of the playoffs, not even on the list, all the way up to 4th.
Yeah, absolutely. Seth Berger went from 20 21st to 4th after last week's race at the Rock, and I'm expecting a little bit more of that today as we get to a little bit more of a control your own destiny kind of track. If you have a good setup here, you might be set for the season. Now I say that you might be because you don't really know, but this is the first of quite a few mile and a halves on the schedule, but there's a lot more than just mile and a halves on the schedule. I'm thinking Homestead, though, we'll see really who will be, I think, in contention for a potential championship run when we get to the playoffs. There's a bunch of mile and a halves there, but we'll go through it first. And the road to the playoffs is pretty crazy at that. We had Daytona, we had Rockingham here tonight. We're at Homestead. Then we head to the 2-mile superhighway, just 40 miles east of LA, is at the Auto Club Speedway. Then Phoenix, another short track. Back to Las Vegas for a mile and a half. Then we sling a little bit of mud at Bristol Dirt. Then a short track at Martinsville. We go to a road course at Watkins Glen, the Magic Mile, New Hampshire, then the tricky triangle of Pocono. Devin, this road to the playoffs doesn't get any easier.
It doesn't. You start off with the Monster Mile in Dover, 165 laps. Then we go to Charlotte, where it is a lot tougher than it appears. I mean, it's a cookie cutter track, some say, but it has a personality now, and I really like Charlotte. Gateway is next, and with 165 laps there. Then we go to Iowa, the 7/8 mile track, short track in a little bit before we even start the playoffs. That's going to be a monster race to see that bubble, how that bubble situation is playing off. Then we go to Kansas for 150 laps, Kentucky for 140 laps, Texas 150 laps, and then that's where we get to the mile and a half. Kind of set you up, if you will, to get to that championship race. Charlotte Roval, a road course, and this is where it gets tricky, folks. The road course at Charlotte Roval, Talladega, a super speedway, and then the short track of Bristol, where mayhem can occur. And then we get to our championship race at Atlanta.
Honestly, that playoff, it's got a little bit of everything. It's got the calm before the storm, and then you got the storm. A very tight road course in Charlotte, the Talladega Super Speedway where anything can happen, and the Bristol Bull Ring, if you will. 33 degrees of banking and absolute mayhem waiting for us before we head to Atlanta. And it's almost fitting that Atlanta is the last race on the schedule because of the recent news about the repave. Will be running the old version there. But I cannot wait till we get through this 22 race schedule. By the way, it's only 22 races. Devin, last season we ran 36. Every race is mounds more important than last season. And that means this season, the action doesn't stop even when we get to a mile and a half, because the intensity is going to be even higher than last season's mile and a halves.
It definitely is. And that's where, with the open setup of these trucks, you got to have it right. This is the perfect opportunity tonight here at Homestead, Miami. You get that mile and a half setup. That can be the heart of your playoff life, if you will, where you can, set the truck up right, get it dialed in. If it's not all the way correct tonight or where you want it, you can dial it in a little bit more before we get to Las Vegas and before we get to the playoffs.
Absolutely. Well, we got a long way to get there. Of course, we got to go through round 3 here tonight at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the rest of our pre-race coverage tonight of round number 3 of 22 of the Outlaws Sim Series here from the Homestead Miami Speedway. Don't go anywhere.
Found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Welcome, race fans, back to the Homestead Miami Speedway. We're here now continuing our pre-race coverage of the Outlaws Sim Series here at the Homestead Miami Speedway for round number 3 of 22 on the Gunman trucks calendar, the first mile and a half on the season. And I'm so glad to be here tonight with Devin Zimmerman alongside, again, Vincent Cortez, and our social media coverage as well. Check out his updates tonight on our Facebook, our Instagram, and our Twitter coverage this evening. And there's our social media links right there. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, the Pit Stop TV YouTube, you might notice there's another live stream going on. By the way, we have a double header going on right now. We have two crews here at Pit Stop TV doing a lot of work tonight. Trey Shuttlesworth and Eric Brennan pulling the load over at the Chicago Street Course tonight for the IORL IndyCar Series, and they're wrapping up their schedule over there. I think they're in their final 4 races of the season. The Chicago Street Course, a new venue to iRacing. That is a grand old event. I can't wait to go back and re-watch some of that and see how Eric Brennan and Trey Shuttlesworth called all of the action there. And Trey Shuttlesworth, very, very good person here on Pit Stop TV. Such a versatile being, from going from social media to commentary and tonight on production. Just want to give a huge shout out to Trey Shuttlesworth. I know he's doing the best work over there. And tonight, Devin, we're here for the Outlaw Sim Series, Gunman Truck Series, and one of the usual drivers in the series, Max Service, he's not in the field tonight for the second week in a row, but this week a little different.
Give a big shout out and a get well soon to Max Service. Unfortunately, he had to go to the hospital for an emergency appendectomy, I guess is how it's said. But basically, he had to get his appendix removed, and we just want to say, get well soon, Max. We miss you so much, and we can't wait to have you back on the Outlaw Sim Series, racing in the number 81 truck. Wish you all the best. Get well soon, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely, Max. A great friend to both Devin and I. And it pains us to see him have to go through this and be stuck in the hospital, knowing that we miss him here on the sim racing side. But of course, health comes first. We want to see him get well soon. We want him to be back here in one piece, all healthy and all. So again, hoping for a speedy recovery for Max. Hopefully, he gets really soon, and we can hear from Max again. Tonight, though, we have to continue on with our broadcast here, and we have to shout out our partners here at Pit Stop TV, like Tucson Sound Art. Your picture, your music. You provide the image that you want, and Tucson Sound Art will custom create a beautifully framed, high-quality canvas with a built-in Bluetooth speaker, and with Sound Art, you get the best of both worlds. Visit TucsonSoundArt.com today for additional info, and use promo code PITSTOPTV at checkout and receive 10% off of your purchase. Ever wish you could have a race engineer on speed dial? Well, now you can, thanks to RacePace, a driver development, service, and setup shop all in one. iRacers, the 24 hours of spa is coming up this weekend. If you need a setup, RacePace Setups is where to go. They make great GT3 setups over there. definitely give them a check out there and see if you can find a setup that suits you and your team's driving style for this weekend's big event. Again, Race Pace Setups, I've used setups there before, especially when I competed in the 12 Hours of Bathurst. That setup was amazing. You have to try it out for yourselves, of course. The Discord link will be around in the broadcast, later in the broadcast as well, and you'll be able to check them out there. But again, Race Pace Setups. Work with Tyler, a real-world race engineer, to step up your game before your next race. Pick up pace with Race Pace. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy. With locations in Auburn, Lewiston, Naples, and Saco, Maine, permanent makeup and cryo in Maine owner Ashley Boyer is a certified micropigmentation specialist who provides professional, safe, and personalized services. Contact Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine at permanentmakeupinmaine.com, or you can call or text them at 207-358-8683. Whiplash Media specializes in various sim racing resources, including paint schemes, stream overlays, iRacing camera packs, and more. The official graphic and camera provider of Pit Stop TV, and you can grab your iBroadcast cameras today at www.pitstoptv.com. And Devin, we head into tonight's race, and we're here with the Outlaws Sim Series. We had Daytona, the wild race there. I had Jason Miz as the winner. Last week we had Rockingham. We had several different dominant drivers, but it somehow ended up being Seth Berger almost singly out of nowhere last week at Rockingham. Heading into Homestead tonight, what are you expecting? How are you feeling? And maybe who are you maybe looking for to have a great run today?
Yeah, so I've been looking around the trucks here as we've been on commercial break and giving shout outs to our great sponsors here at Pit Stop TV. It's going to be a very interesting race. With Homestead, it can go one of two ways. We can have, I mean, it kind of say that for every track, but we could definitely have some long green flag spread out runs where we're really going to get to see how these trucks are set up, who's done the best job, you know, which trucks are basically handling that long run successfully. And also, you know, who we're going to have as far as, you know, maybe it's a short run. You know, this can be a caution fest with multiple grooves. Some trucks can get tight underneath or get loose on top. So they might collide and we get a caution fest. So it could go one of two ways. I'm looking forward to it. One of the drivers that I'm looking forward to seeing is Farron Elam Jr., who we do have right now in the booth with us. Farron Elam Jr., are you there? Oh, looks like he was muted. Hey, Farron Elam Jr., how's it going tonight?
It's going good so far.
Awesome. Well, we just wanted to bring you up in the booth and give you a big shout out for last week. I mean, you kind of surprised us there, snuck up on us, and you know, put it in the top 10, you know, towards the end of the race. Had some unfortunate events at the end. What could you tell us about last week and how it went for you and how you hope to carry that momentum into this week?
It went really good up until the end there. We got involved in a late race wreck. Felt like we should have been probably a top 5 car there towards the end. We had a really good short run set up in the truck, but just can't control what goes on around you. Other than that, it was a really tight race. Couldn't keep the right front from burning off of it, but momentum-wise, it was good to be able to start off the season with 2 almost top 10 runs. I know one at Daytona and finished 1 out of the top 10 last week, but hopefully we can come to Homestead tonight and put on another top 10 run. I'm like top 5, but just take what the track will give us. Honestly, don't want to push it too much.
I understand that completely, and you know, with the open setups this season, you know, you got to get it dialed in just right to have, you know, that good balance between, you know, the short run speed and the long run tire longevity to keep the tires up. What can you tell us about what you've got going on tonight?
Not a lot, honestly. You want to kind of enter a little easier in there than you do on a short run here. Obviously, you don't want to burn the right front too much, but I see a lot of people out there really loose on exit and center. My approach has been kind of be a little bit tighter to the center and exit and see if we can just control tire wear enough to where we won't burn the right front too bad and start pushing. but obviously that is all kind of on my shoulders on whether we keep the tires under or not. But yeah, I mean, you obviously want to come out here and most of these tracks keep your tires from being burned up, but I think tonight's going to really show who can say the tire's the best.
I have to agree. I mean, Homestead's one of my favorite tracks on the service, and keeping that tire, that right front tire, from burning off is definitely key. And I have to ask, I know that there's multiple lanes that you can run here. I mean, which one are you seeing right now kind of works best for you?
High lane, 100%. I've ran the bottom in practice a couple times, and I'm too free down there on exit. The rear end wants to step around, and I feel like the more you pedal it, the more you're out of the throttle, the more time you're losing. So hopefully we're going to stick the 98 in the outside lane tonight, the entire race, and hopefully it'll work out for us.
That sounds great, and I can't wait to see you do it. Good luck tonight. Is there anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you get back to business?
And just my spotter, my whole team, and all the buddies that watch me on YouTube and stuff. I know the last season was kind of a disappointment, and we failed to perform by my standards and by everybody else's standards. But we're back this season, and hopefully I'm putting on a show for y'all. So enjoy watching it.
All right, sounds great. Hope you have a good race. We look forward to maybe talking to you at the end here.
And hopefully so, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thanks, sir.
Right on, and that was driver of the number 98, Farron Eliam Jr. But I do want to bring up another driver who's really strung together two great runs to start the season. Seth Fitzpatrick, you are 1 point off the point lead coming into today's race. Where's your confidence heading into a mile and a half, the meat and potatoes of the NASCAR schedule?
We're going to come out here and run it and see where we end up. I've never really raced with these guys much on a mile and a half, but I guess we'll find out where we stand tonight.
Absolutely. And we saw anything last week was that practice and qualifying pace does not necessarily dictate how the race is going to go. Do you feel that's maybe more what the two car truck is feeling tonight? Right now, 22nd on the practice charts. Is that really bothering you, or do you understand that, or do you feel, I guess, that?
I'm not really looking at the practice times. I'm more or less worried about my times that I'm putting on the board. If mine are consistent or off or whatever, I'm not really looking at who's fast right now. The race will show who we need to worry about.
Absolutely. I want to bring up last week again and how that dynamic of the race changed. And I felt maybe even the race changed because we saw drivers really come late in that race as well. Did you feel much of a change to maybe the racetrack last week? And now that tonight we're running a completely nighttime track, and of course we did that at Daytona as well, but now there's a little bit of a variability, with the throttle input and potential braking. Do you feel the track is going to change a lot tonight?
I don't know. It may. It may not. It just. We'll probably just have to get in there and we'll just have to see.
Fair enough. The two runs to start the season. Is this what you expected? Again, nobody can predict Daytona, but after Daytona, did you expect to maybe run as well as you did at Rockingham, or did that kind of catch you by surprise? And then does that, I guess, put a little pep in your step coming into a track like Homestead?
It definitely raises my confidence a little bit, but Daytona was it's just where you end up, but Rockingham definitely boosted the confidence a little bit, and maybe we'll see if we can do it again tonight here.
Absolutely, Seth. It's always great talking to you, and it's been honestly a great story to watch. Just right at the beginning of the season, clicking off two finishes back to back in the podium, putting you 1 point out of the point lead. So I got to now ask you, who do you got to shout out? Who do you got to thank so far for getting you here?
Probably Adam, because I started out in the console league with him, and he reached out to me to join y'all's when he saw that I joined iRacing. So I'm glad to be here. It's been fun.
Absolutely, Seth. It's been a pleasure to watch you drive the first two races of the season. Hopefully that we can talk to you some more throughout the season, maybe even tonight.
Hope so.
Right on. Driver of the number 2, Seth Fitzpatrick. And what a guy that is. Again, out of nowhere, I think he's put up 2 great finishes to start the season. Granted, you know, you can discredit Daytona however much you want, but the fact that he backed it right up with the Rockingham result, which Rockingham is no easy task. I think maybe it's even easy. It's harder than what we're dealing with tonight here at Homestead. So I think that speaks volumes to what we could see out of a driver like the 2 car tonight. But Devin, we look at the practice times again. Brad Bothwell's the driver at top of the charts, and then newcomer Ronnie Joyner. Again, that's a new name to myself, as I'd imagine to you as well. In the 2nd position on the practice charts, and we get the usual Greg Holt up there as well. Kevin Thompson making a surprise appearance in the top 5, and Joshua Fox heading into qualifying. Devin, who are you kind of looking out for as we head into qualifying?
Well, I know that 3 truck is going to be on the hunt to, you know, make up for what happened last week, where he was, you know, up front dominating, looking for the win, ended up having some issues towards the end of the race, and which pretty much gave Seth Berger the win, taking nothing away from Seth Berger, who drove an amazing race and stayed consistent the whole race. And that's something that you just need, especially at the 1.5 miles. So you need consistency, but I'm going to be looking for that 3 truck to bring it tonight.
Well, we'll be looking at the 32 truck to start qualifying off. The first truck off the pit lane, him and Joshua Balliet, the first 2 trucks to make their way onto the Homestead Miami access lane there. And that's another interesting and intriguing thing about this racetrack. Normally when you exit pit lane, you exit on the apron right up beside the racetrack and the racing line. But tonight here at Homestead Miami Speedway, these drivers will have to use that pit exit access lane. It is not required on pit entry, but it is required on pit exit, and loses the 32 of Jeremy Poole. Keep it out the barrier. He's locking it up. He's going to be able to stop the truck and reset, but my goodness, already the action picking up here at Homestead.
Yeah, and that was something that Farron Elam Jr. had talked about, where these guys were having a little bit of a looser setup than he was, and when they were getting off of the turn, the tail end just wanted to come around on him, and it's really hard. And we see it again with the 89.
Yeah, a lot of these drivers are getting loose on their qualifying runs. We'll catch up with the 3 of Greg Holt as he works his way around the Homestead Miami Speedway. Balliet goes fastest, but Greg Holt, we saw how fast he was early in last week's race and really up to the end, but kind of put himself in a bad situation, making contact with teammate Christian Converse. So we'll see here if he can redeem himself tonight a little bit as well. Greg Holt goes 2nd fastest on his first time around.
Yeah, and you see what he did through 3 and 4. He ran a little bit higher line, and that prevented him from getting that tail out a little bit lower line through 1 and 2. But here we're watching the 5 truck of Matthew Setzer. Let's see what he does in 3 and 4 as he comes down the backstretch.
And Balliet goes even faster. Matthew Setzer right up against that outside wall, trying to really nail his 2nd lap here. And as he comes off of turn number 4, Matthew Setzer's 2nd time will put him... Looks like it'll be faster enough. It'll get him to 4th quickest. Gaff right, Van Lingerfeld. Let's see who else is out on the track. Let's catch up with Cody Vreeland, who's making his way off the pit exit. And Kevin Thompson, who's gone top of the charts. And now Ronnie Joyner has gone top of the charts.
Yeah, newcomer to the series, to the top of the charts. He's running kind of that middle line, it looked like. I'm not sure if this is a cool down lap or not, but I do have to say I was watching the 3 truck as we moved off of him there. His 2nd lap, same thing. Got the back end happy and hit the wall, unfortunately.
Very unfortunate there for the 3 truck. As we'll continue on here, Ronnie Joyner will cross the line, and will he improve? He does not improve on his 2nd time around. He goes even slower. Now we'll work our way around. We'll find Joseph Causey, who is another driver to always look forward to in these races. You never know where he can end up putting this 88 truck.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to run that middle groove here. That's another line. I mean, there's 3 very distinct lines. You can kind of see them on the track where they're kind of separated by these little, I'm not sure what they are, but they look like lines that run around the entire track, and it makes 3 distinct grooves down to the bottom groove in 3 and 4 here, and moving up as he comes off.
So Joseph Kazi there on the track. His truck is refreshing there, but Joseph Kazi's first time will put him, sorry, second time will put him ninth quickest. So not the best of runs for Joseph Kazi, and actually I think maybe he will get the second lap in here. He'll continue on his way around the Homestead Miami Speedway. And now we'll catch up with the 10 of Cody Vreeland.
Yeah, he's up a little bit higher. I mean, this is awesome to see these different lines, even in qualifying, and still putting up very, very fast, very similar times, no matter where they run on the track. And I think that is what makes a great racetrack, is where you can run wherever the truck wants to be and still be competitive.
Absolutely. Cody Vreeland continues his way around the Homestead Miami Speedway and down the back straightaway now for the second time tonight. Trying to get up to speed right now. Actually, yeah, so his first lap was invalid, so trying to get this second lap to work with, and we're right on board with Cody. Bottom side in 3 and 4, drifting up the track, trying to get the throttle down. You're going to see that. Oh, he's going to get loose. Oh, no.
Yeah, pushing a little hard there on that push lap. That second lap is normally considered the push lap, where you give it all or nothing. And yeah, I mean, if you push too hard, it'll bite you, especially here where you're probably set up a little bit looser, not as much fuel load because it's qualifying. So you want as little fuel in the car as possible. That back end can lift off the ground pretty easily, and it's done so to quite a few drivers in qualifying so far.
Brad Bothwell now on the track, last week's pole sitter, looking to go 2 for 2 on poles this season. The pole does get you a bonus point, but trying to not only do that, but improve upon how he did last week. The pole honestly didn't seem to help Bothwell out too much. He'll go top of the charts again, but does he have the pace to translate to the race? We did not see that at Rockingham, Devin. Another pole today. What do you, or well, at least top of the charts right now for Brad Bothwell. What do you make of it?
Yeah, so I mean, you may have a very good short run, very good qualifying run set up in the car, but that doesn't necessarily translate to the race. Whereas we saw some guys who qualified towards the back kind of make their way up towards the front in the race. I mean, you could have the truck set up for the race setup, just put less fuel in it. I mean, it might not be as fast as some of these guys who set it up for qualifying. But I mean, then again, that's the two different approaches as we watch Tyler Markle run his qualifying run.
I don't know if they can adjust fuel on these open setups. I know that hasn't been a thing in these stock cars for a while now, and everybody's been wanting to be able to adjust the fuel, but we have not been able to, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry that I did not know that. As you can see, I don't run opens very much, but it is very cool to see guys who can.
Right, and it's something I think we want on the service. We want to be able to adjust the fuel loads on our cars so we can have these, these cars and these trucks set up a little bit better for qualifying. And not that it's the end of the world, but it certainly isn't fast, lugging around 19 gallons of fuel.
Yeah, definitely. And so, what they try to do then is they try to free up the back of the car. That helps with the rotation in the center turn. You can get to the throttle a little bit quicker. The only thing that does is it makes the car loose. And as you see, when you're loose, the back end wants to step out and turn the race car even more than you want it to turn. I mean, you want that, but you also don't want too much of it. And we see the 29 there. That back end wanted to step out on him. He was able to catch it. But that's exactly what loose looks like.
So, Tyler Markle goes 20th, Brandon Richardson 23rd, Joshua McClune 24th. It looks like the earlier time slots or the time slots to go, as those three drivers who come across the line all towards the rear of the field.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to decide when you want to go out for your qualifying run. Most of the time, if it's daytime, you want to go out as late as possible. You want to let the track cool down. And and lose some of the heat so that you could run a little bit faster. It gives that racetrack a little bit more speed. In nighttime, it's not really, I don't think, an advantage or a disadvantage. You can kind of run wherever you want to. Now, if the track does get too cold, then it will get way too tight. So when you're running, and tight means that the front end doesn't want to turn. So what you're trying to do is overcompensate that with throttle input. And so you can still see the back end of the truck kick around, maybe more so than you want to, is that as well.
So Richardson will clock in 19th over Tyler Markle, while Joshua McClune aborts his third and final lap. By the way, these drivers to get 3 timed laps as opposed to 2. That is something I have not mentioned before, and I've been meaning to anyway. These drivers, they get 3 laps in qualifying, and that's why we saw drivers continue to make their way around the track. But with about a minute left, I don't see anybody else going to take to the track, Devin. So that means Brad Bothwell is on the pole for tonight's race.
Yeah, 2 times in a row we get to award the Pratt Tile and Stone Award to Brad Bothwell in that number 31 truck. He is the winner for the 2nd time this season of the Pratt Tile and Stone Pole Award. Pratt Tile and Stone serving Vermont since 2005.
Yeah, so once again, congratulations to Brad Bothwell on yet another pole. Does this translate to the race? I don't know, but I guess we're going to find out in about 20 seconds or so as time continues to tick down here on the timer in qualifying here. I want to give another shout out to our partners here at Pit Stop TV, like Tucson Sound Art, Race Pace Setups, Permanent Makeup, and Cryo in Maine, Whiplash Media, and BAM Racing Videos. And again, I want to give a huge shout out to our second Pit Stop TV crew tonight, Trey Shuttlesworth and Eric Brennan, holding down the fort up in virtual Chicago, Illinois, tonight at the Chicago Street Course for the IORL IndyCar Series. That's a fun event that they're covering up there, the 4th to last race of the IORL IndyCar schedule. And Trey Shuttlesworth, again, doing a phenomenal job up there producing. Eric Brennan, again, lovely to have his voice on the call as well. So I hope that duo is having a great time up in Chicago. Once again, so glad to be able to have 2 broadcasts going at the same time on the Pit Stop TV YouTube channel. Again, our crew tonight, Devin Zimmerman, along with me on commentary tonight, Vincent Cortez on our social media coverage, and myself, Emerson Arden, of course, on production and commentary tonight. But Devin, it's time to go through our starting lineup, and row number 1 will be the driver of the number 31, Brad Bothwell. Row number 2 will be the 99 of Ronnie Joyner, and in second position. Row number 2, now it'll be the 89 of Kevin Thompson and the 88 of Joseph Causey. Row number 3, the 3 of Greg Holt, and the 7 of Joshua Balliet. Row number 4, it'll be the 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman and the 77 of Seth Berger. And in row number 5, it'll be the 98 of Farron Elam and the 25 of Eric Peck.
Yeah, and then we get to 11th place is Matthew Setzer in the 5 truck. Outside of him is Andrew Pratt in the 75. Next row in 13th position, James Gilliard in the 33. The 14th position outside of him, Jason Miz in the 24. In 15th, Jeremy Poole in the 32 truck. Outside of him, Joshua Gathright in the 27. Next row is the 65 truck of Kyle Lingerfelt and the 10 truck of Cody Vreeland. 19th is Brandon Richardson in the 29. Outside of him, 20th is the 42 of Tyler Markle.
We find our way back to row number 11. It'll be Randall Barnett in the 63, and alongside who is outside is 18 of Joshua McClune. Row number 12, it'll be the 95 of Devin Smith, the 9 of Joseph Panino. Row number 13, it'll be the 2 of Seth Fitzpatrick, the 48 of Garrett Velzy starts 26th. Row number 14 and 27 will be the 69 of John Mickey and the 6 of Daniel Park. And in row number 15, it'll be the 96 of Matt Rogers and the 66 of Joshua Fox.
Yeah, then next will be the 31st, Andrew Schroeder in 47. 32nd, Jesse Adams in the 55. And then finally, Doug Solms will be starting 33rd in the 67 truck, choosing not to take a qualifying lap. I think was 25th on back, so those were randomly gridded. But here we go, Emerson.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned in qualifying just how cool the track is, and how about that track temp at 79 degrees Fahrenheit. You know, to add to that, we have a winds coming out of the southeast at 11 miles per hour. A very cool track, and very windy conditions can just add on to the difficult conditions these drivers are going to experience tonight. These trucks already very loose. Watch for this restart and this initial start to be very crazy as we start to get these drivers lined up and ready to go double wide, and the pace lap has been extended. We will run another pace lap before we start to this race, Devin.
Yeah, it looks like they were having some trouble in the back of the field, everybody trying to catch up. It is very quick to get off pit road here and have this many trucks all get lined up. So they're going to extend the caution. We're going to get the thunder from down under in Florida, I guess, coming up soon let's see if these guys, get a little bit more temperature in the tire, and we'll get going this next lap.
Absolutely. So once again, it's Brad Bothwell and Ronnie Joyner. Again, two names I'm very interested to see how they do. Brad Bothwell, of course, qualified on pole last week at Rockingham, and to put it frankly, did not perform at the way we expected. Was going a lap down, I think 15 laps in. That was very disappointing. Hoping that Brad Bothwell was able to turn around this past week and work on that long run truck. Ronnie Joyner, a new name to the series. Very intriguing to see how he will do. And then Kevin Thompson there in the third position. Thompson made the playoffs last season and had a couple of great runs, but to start third here, he's putting himself with a foot forward, a foot in the door for a potential great run for Kevin Thompson tonight. And of course, Joseph Causey there in fourth, a name we're no stranger to saying up here in the front of the field. But now we're working our way through turns 3 and 4. I now think for the final time before we turn these boys loose. The iRacing.com safety vehicle will make that sharp left turn into the safety of pit lane, and we are green from Homestead Miami Speedway. Into turn 3, Brad Bothwell clears out to the race lead over second place Ronnie Joyner. Joseph Causey tried to make it 3 wide on the initial start, but don't look too soon. Here comes Greg Holt.
Yeah, Greg Holt having a good run, trying to make up some positions from having a fairly what he did not want qualifying. He's doing that right now, up to 4th place. Here is a battle for the 2nd place position between Joyner and Causey.
Brad Bothwell has opened up a now half-second advantage, but can he maintain that? Is he opening up too great of an advantage too early? Joseph Causey down low on Ronnie Joyner. Joyner trying to keep the momentum up high. He gets loose at the center corner. Joseph will make easy work of the 99.
Yeah, getting loose off the corner. That's only going to open the door for the 3 truck to get right on him as they get into turn 1. He drives it in a little bit harder, does Joyner, trying to keep that 3 truck at bay as they head off of turn 2 down the back straightaway.
Tyler Markle in trouble early. Looks like there's some right front damage on that 42 truck going off the pace up on the high side of the racetrack. We'll try to get a replay really quick here to see what happened to Tyler Markle.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was just some hard racing and possibly getting up into the wall early. That's not going to be what he wants.
So Joseph Causey sets the fastest lap right now. Tyler Markle right here behind Cody Vreeland and under attack from the 29 of Brandon Richardson. Made it through 3 and 4, all clean trucks off the track back there. And oh, Tyler just gets the wall there into turn 1, but tries not to pull off into traffic there. Very great job of not overturning into the field there.
Yeah, definitely way to hold the truck up on the wall. Unfortunately, that is going to hurt his race. He can get it repaired, try and get some, make up some ground later in the race. Luckily, it happened early, so he can get those repairs done and pit stops. Hopefully, they'll get a caution, though. I don't know if he would want to stay any longer under green.
Yeah, absolutely. We continue on here now, working lap 5 of 175. I should also mention we have stage breaks. Well, no stage breaks, just stages awarding points tonight. And the stage 1 winner might be decided right here as Causey's trying to drive up to the 31 of Brad Bothwell. Stage 1 will be scored at the completion of lap 35. Stage 2 will be scored at the completion of lap 79. There will be no caution for those stages. They will be scored under natural flag conditions. So, again, we're racing to the completion of lap 35 for stage 1 stage points, to the completion of lap 79 for stage 2 stage points, and of course, we're always racing to lap 175 because there's no guaranteed cautions for those stages.
Yeah, and we see here that Brad Bothwell is putting up a good defense. He's getting off of turn 4 very, very well, and he's keeping Joseph Causey at bay for right now. But we did see very, very similar to this last week. The 88 truck right on the back of the 31 truck about at this time, about 7 laps in, and he started to make his moves to get the lead. Unfortunately, he made some lap traffic, and that kind of hurt his chances of winning. But, I mean, the 88 and the 3 truck are coming.
Yeah, absolutely. It was Kazi and Greg Holt last week pacing the field early. Christian Converse, I don't believe you made it into the field tonight after very dominant last week. I believe led the most laps last week at Rockingham. Not running tonight here at Homestead Miami Speedway. That's something.
Yeah, definitely not to have Converse here. I mean, it's got to hurt that team of Causey and Holt and Converse. I mean, they're all great team members together. Unfortunately, Greg Holt and Converse got together last week, kind of ending their chances of winning the race. But it is sad to see him not here. I know that he probably wanted to be, just probably couldn't make it tonight. But his teammates are trying to put the pressure on and take this lead away very early in this race. I mean, looking back from Bothwell, this is an amazing sight to see how all three trucks are running very different lines.
Oh yeah, Kazi really trying to get to the inside of 31. I think you have to when you're like this and you're right behind somebody and you don't have a significant pace advantage over him. You just have to run a different line and see if it works. But here comes Kazi right up to the rear end of Bothwell. Now Bothwell tried to use the bottom there. Slides up off the bottom. Don't put it in the barrier. They're going side by side out of turn number 4.
Yeah, it looks like Bothwell tried to take Causey's line away, and it worked against him. His truck is probably not made to work, or he probably didn't set up the truck to work on the bottom that well. He was running much better in the middle and the high line, but it doesn't matter now. The 88 truck, to the point.
But for how much longer? Does he have the pace advantage over Greg Holt, or does Bothwell have a return back? Trying to get to the inside there. Kazi was not able to do so.
Yeah, he gets good runs off of the turns. We've seen that on the last one. Let's see it here. He's going to try and poke the nose under. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get there. He's closing a little bit down the straightaway as we go into turn 1.
Greg Holt now up into the mix as well. Bothwell trying to hang on for dear life there in second. Here comes Greg Holt up the inside. They're going side by side down the back straight, but does Holt have anything yet? He's going to have to file back in line before maybe sending it back down into turn 3.
Yeah, he's going to try and send it down on the low side. His truck has been working good down there, as has Causey's. It holds on for now. They're door-to-door as they come off 4. Drag race to the line for second. Looks like Bothwell's going to hang on for this lap, but for how much longer?
What Bothwell is doing here is he's really helping Joseph Causey against his own teammate, Greg Holt. Holt having to put in a lot of work to try to get around Bothwell and use up a lot of tires. So clear Bothwell now off of turn number 2. And it'll be Greg Holt in the second position, but here comes Bothwell back.
Yeah, Bothwell's going to try to send it on the inside. We didn't see his truck handle too well on the inside the last time. This time he makes it stick a little bit better. Still, though, I think the 3 truck's going to get the run off the turn. He is now fully clear of Bothwell, but I know Bothwell is not going to let him go that easily. He's going to still try to put up a fight up on that high line as they get around 1 and 2.
And look at this gaggle of trucks back here. We've got Setzer and Vreeland, Miz, Poole, and Richardson all going at it back here. This is in the heart of the pack at about 12th position. And this is what I really want to see. All the different lines, all these trucks reacting to all sorts of dirty air. And near contact there between Jason Miz and Matthew Setzer. They're going at it. Gilliard also back there as well in this picture, trying to find his way around Seth Fitzpatrick. Miz will complete a little bit of a slider there on Setzer. Setzer has to cross him back over. They're going side by side to 1.
Yeah, some great racing. You see all of the different lines as we look at this big gaggle of trucks. Some guys on the low, some guys on the high, some guys in the middle there, the 29. It's making it so interesting and entertaining to watch it. It does look like the 5 trucks are able to get back by Jason Miz, but he's going to send it on the inside, the crossover move, and try to get him again as they come into 3 and 4.
And this is what we really want to see, the meat and potatoes, the thick of the field back here. Poole into the barrier. Gilliard, I believe, there as well. Here comes McClune trying to get several trucks in one go.
Yeah, 33 truck followed the truck in front of him into the wall. Just looked like a very, very innocent little clip there. It shouldn't hurt the truck too much, but it definitely killed the momentum down the straightaway, and that allowed the truck of the, I believe the 18 to get by quite a few of them. And yeah, he's putting up a fight now for the 2 truck that we interviewed earlier.
Here comes Brandon Richardson, a great run on Jason Miz. Now looking to the front end there, looking at the rear end there of the 24, Jason Miz. back into turn 1. Follows him on the entry, tries to go higher. He backs off and tries to look for the exit speed here out of turn 2.
Yeah, maybe backing off a little bit at the start of the turn to try and get the run off. It didn't really work that time. Let's see if he can set it up in 3 and 4. Going to run a little bit higher. Miz down to the bottom. Does look like he's going to try and diamond the turn almost. Ooh, Brandon Richardson, a great run through the center, but not able to make it stick. Otherwise, he may have made contact. Oh, here comes Fitzpatrick on his outside.
I think Miz hit the apron there, entering turn 3, and that's going to allow Seth Fitzpatrick to get a 2-for-1 special. Look at him put on the afterburners around the outside, 3 wide, and trying to get clear Jason Miz, and he does. Into the wall goes Matthew Setzer. He's a cheese grater down the back straight.
Oh, and unfortunate for Setzer. He was putting up a good fight with this group and just got a little too high. I mean, it's really, really easy to do here, especially if you're running that high line. It's not uncommon at this track as is at other tracks where you have to run the high line. I mean, you're kind of flirting with disaster, but some drivers say, hey, if we're going to be tight and hit the wall, might as well do it when I'm right on it rather than coming all the way up from the bottom. And Greg Holt battling for the lead now.
Yeah, speaking of right on it, Joseph Causey under heavy attack from his teammate Greg Holt. And here comes Greg trying to size up the, I believe that's the University of Miami colors truck there, the 88 as well. I think that's fitting for tonight's race, huh?
Oh yeah, we're in Homestead, Miami, and then we got the Miami Hurricanes logo there. Personally, I'm not a Miami Hurricanes fan. Go Knowles, by the way. but I mean, all more power to Joseph Causey. It does look like his teammate, though, is a little bit faster here as we get later in the run.
Yeah, Greg Holt really pressing up to the tailgate of the 88 truck. And now we have some battles going on back there, but we're going to stay with this lead battle for the time being as they got really spicy really quick. And Holt trying to find a way to the inside of Causey, just he can't. It's so difficult to really make that overtake when you have somebody with the same speed as you. I'm assuming they're running the same setup as well as teammates. And so it's really going to be difficult for them to find a way around each other. But now, Causey feeling the pressure, defending down the straightaway. He doesn't go straight up to the wall. He rides the middle of the track, trying to keep Greg Holt at bay.
Yeah, Greg Holt pokes his nose a little bit more on the outside of the turn than Causey was. Maybe try to get off of the dirty air from that truck through the turns. It's really great down the straightaways to get that draft, but in the turns, all it does is make the truck not want to turn. It makes it want to go straight towards the wall, so you kind of got to get out of that draft as you get into the turns. So that's why you see them kind of running a different line in every turn as that 3 truck behind the 88, still battling as they go into 3 and 4.
So we continue on, and I'm looking for Greg Holt to have the significant advantage here. He's got a great run here out of 4. Can he keep the power down? So to the line, Holt all over the tailgate there, but I don't know if he can do anything with it. He tries to again, and I think that's gonna be what's the case for now. But here comes Seth Berger on pole sitter Brad Bothwell, and Bothwell unfortunately going the wrong direction.
Yeah, we saw this. There's a truck in the wall. They just get by there. Fortunately, no other contact was made. But yeah, it looks like Brad Bothwell's running into some similar troubles this last week. A great qualifying truck. But just doesn't have that long run speed. He can get off of the line very well. Good short runs, but that long run's still eluding him a little bit.
Gonna find that truck that had a little bit of a save there, and I believe that was the 89 of Kevin Thompson. Oh my goodness, big time there. Kevin Thompson was up there. That's huge. We're gonna try to get another look at it and see exactly. Oh my goodness, nearly ran over by the 10 of Cody Freeland. We're going to get a replay here and see what happened to Kevin Thompson. But Thompson, he was up here. He was in the top 5. This was very unusual.
Yeah, let's see. He's using the high line here. Does the truck just get tight in the center? Yes. Yeah, getting tight in the center, and that's what can happen on the long runs. Just get up into that wall just a little bit, and it kills all the momentum. And then the closing speed by the 10 truck of Vreeland. And he has to dive down out of the way along with the 98 truck of Fairland Elam Jr. and the 75 truck as well.
We got a battle for the lead. I'm going to try to show y'all where the overtake happens here. We're going to catch the replay of the battle for the lead, and here it is, down the back. Holt had the great run out of 2, the power move to the inside as they went side by side down the back straightaway here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Into turn 3, Greg Holt was able to drive it down in there, use the slide job maneuver right up the racetrack, get the power off the corner. Holt trying to fend off Joseph Causey's attack back here into 1. They went side by side now into turn 1. Causey giving it his all, but Greg Holt drove it hard and deep on the outside lane, trying to fend off the 88 of Joseph Causey. They went side by side out of turn 2, and Greg Holt still was able to hold on to the top spot, and that would be all she wrote in stage number 1 for Joseph Causey.
Yeah, now I'm looking at the timing and scoring. Joseph Causey's falling back a little bit from Greg Holt. Does look like he has the advantage when it comes to these long runs. Now that we're starting to get into it, Causey's staying right there, but he's just not able to stay right with that 3 truck. And this is what I fully expected from Holt tonight, to really put a statement on the field from last week that he can do this week in, week out.
Here you go, side by side. This is for the 16th position. Richardson up high, John Mickey down low. Side by side down the front straightaway, it's Richardson with the high side, and he'll be able to drive it in a little deeper on the outside lane. As you get to the corner, Richardson riding that second seam off the bottom, and Mickey really keeping that this number 69 Toyota Tundra planted on the inside.
And that's some really impressive driving there through those turns to keep that 69 on the bottom that long. At this time, 27 laps into the run, that is extremely difficult to do unless you got the truck exactly the way it wants to be, where it can just hug that bottom. And the fact that he's able to do that and keep up that speed is a testament to how he set that truck up and how he is driving it tonight.
I believe Joshua Balliet has just put his way into the 4th position now, driving his way past second place starter Ronnie Joyner at number 99. Joshua Balliet driving away now from the 99, running that bottom side out of 4 to put it in the barrier. Oh man, he goes from the bottom to the top there. That might be just his line, but wow, it looks like Balliet, who started in the 6th position, working his way forward early.
Yeah, he's definitely working his way forward early. I mean, he did have a good starting position, but just slowly making his way towards the front, trying to catch Jeremiah Stutzman in that 3rd place position.
Caution on the speedway.
Oh, caution on the speedway. Oh, the 96 truck of Rogers. Oh, unfortunate.
But to see exactly what happened, but Matt Rogers involved in an incident. This stems back from a while. Trying to get a good look at it and see all that happened here from the 96 of Matt Rogers.
It looks like Setzer got in the wall behind him right there, but oh, just clipped the apron, and that slows him way down. 48 trucks coming.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, man, and right up into traffic. Don't hit anyone else. Oh, man. That was lucky it didn't hit anyone else.
Yeah, luckily he held the brake, locked it down, kept it there, and everybody else was able to get around, but I just think the 48 truck just didn't realize his closing speed after the 96 truck had to lift, getting off the turn and clipping the apron. Man, that's unfortunate for the 96 truck there.
So there's a lot going on here. We're right on board with Garrett Velzy here. There's the truck in the wall. I believe that's Devin Smith actually in the wall up there. And then the 32 of Jeremy Poole has to check up, tries to cut down there. Ray Rogers there. Matt Rogers hits the apron there, and then the closing rate here for Velzy, trying to get a 2-for-1 special, moves out a little too late, just sends the 96 around, and just nothing he could have done, and right into the middle of the track. Luckily, this is towards the rear of the field, and not many more trucks have to find their way by.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I'm trying to get in the head of what the 48 truck was doing there, and what I think what was happening was he knew he had the run, knew he had the speed, but then he saw the corner coming up really, really fast, decided to try and pull back in behind the 96 truck and make the turn, or make the corner, because going in that, that shallow, he definitely was not going to have that great of a corner, and definitely wouldn't be able to keep his speed up. and just tried to pull back up and just misjudged where the 96 truck was, and unfortunately, a 96 truck goes around.
Well, Devin, would you look at the lap counter? We're on lap 31, and we have a stage being scored at the end of lap 35. This is very interesting, and I want to get the thoughts of our race leader right now, driver of the number 3, Greg Holt. And we're going to get him on in here, and I do want to see what is going on through the mind of our current race leader, Greg Holt. Greg, you're leading here. You got that lead from Joseph. We'll get to that in a moment, but first, how are you feeling for a little shootout here to the end of stage 1?
It feels good. We'll have to see what happens. I mean, I'd rather it be a long shootout. But yeah, no, car feels good. These things are just wicked slick for like 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah, we saw everybody really struggling for grip out there. How was the handle of that 3 truck? Looked pretty sporty as it drove up to the rear end there, the 88.
Feels all right. I mean, it's you know, we just try to build them for long run speed. So, I mean, it is what it is. It feels good. Hopefully, it keeps up. Hopefully, we can keep it clean.
It looked very difficult to overtake here, and I'd imagine it would be against somebody of the caliber of Joseph Causey. But how was it trying to find a way around Joseph before finally getting that run out of turn 2 and getting around him for the race lead?
I was just trying to tow him. That's it.
Fair enough. It looked like it's worked to get you here now. You're on now very early in the race, lap 32 of 175. Do you have what it takes to stay up here and fend off everybody else for the rest of the 143 laps you have?
I hope so. I just hope there's not a lot of cautions. That's all I can say. That's what we need. We need it to go green.
Fair enough, Greg. We're going to leave you to it here. I believe the choose is coming up here, so we'll let you decide. And yeah. Before, who do you got to shout? Who do you got to thank?
I just want to shout out everybody at Performance Sim Sport. Thanks for putting in the work this week, and we'll see what we can do. And thanks to Adam for putting on the show, and thank you for doing what you do. You do a wonderful job.
Thank you, and yeah, best of luck to you, Greg.
All right, thank you.
And that was race leader, driver of the number 3, Greg Holt. And again, all the choices were made there. You saw Joseph elected the outside lane, gave up the potential second position to restart behind his teammate for a 2-lap shootout to the stage, Devin.
Yeah, and then a truck who took advantage of that, Jeremiah Stutzman, moving up from what would have been the 3rd position up to 2nd. He's going to try and challenge that 3 truck. Doesn't sound like the 3 truck is set up for the short runs. Maybe the 71 is and can challenge for the stage win. We'll give it a shot when we get off of 4 here.
So we will find out. We will go green with 3 miles left in stage number 1. And again, there's no stage breaks that'll be scored under natural flat conditions. So how about it? Let's see how it all shakes out as the iRacing.com safety car will make that sharp left-hand turn into the safety pit lane, and we are green from Homestead once again. 2 laps in stage 1. Into turn 3, Greg Holt is clear to the race lead. Joshua Balliet trying to take 3rd away from Jeremiah Stutzman as they come off of turn number 4. Gaffrey trying to put himself into the mix as well. 1 lap in stage number 1.
Yeah, and unfortunately that inside line did not work too well for the 71 truck. He's falling back, kind of getting trained now as Joshua Balliet and Gothwright and Brad Bothwell back in the picture there, but the 27 to Gothwright and Joyner all trying to gang up on the 71 truck as they get in. Now looks like the 71's come a little bit alive. A little loose as he hits the apron there off of 3-4, but Greg Holt coming to the line.
Greg Holt is going to win stage 1 here at Homestead. Causey 2nd. Balliet will edge out Stutzman for 3rd over Bothwell. Gaffright. The 99 of Ronnie Joyner will let race control confirm the rest of the running order through the stage. We're looking at nearly 4 wide in the heart of the pack.
Yeah, and I love that view that we have on the restarts coming down the backstretch and all the gaggle of trucks using so many different lines coming off of 2 and all the way down the backstretch. It's amazing to see. I love the racing that happens here. Oh, Seth Berger touching the wall.
I don't think he did, but he almost did. Oh, Balliet must have eaten the wall because he's getting really driven by here. He's driving it back hard around the outside there of 1 and 2. I think Balliet maybe scraped the wall, lost some momentum, but he feels that truck is all fine to continue competing.
Yeah, luckily if you're all the way up on the outside and you do barely touch it, it should be okay. It shouldn't hurt too much. He is fighting hard there on the outside of the 27 truck of Gathright. Gathright trying to take the third. It looks like he's going to get it off of 4.
So move Gathright into the 4th position as Brad Bothwell has another go at Joseph Causey. Greg Holt opens a 1.3 second advantage over the rest of the field, but my concern is he using his stuff up too quickly?
Oh, it sounds like that 3 truck was set up for the long run, so we'll have to see. Here comes Bothwell, and I apologize. I did not know that Bothwell had made his way back up, but man, is that truck really good on the short runs. He is driving by the 88 truck of Joseph Causey as they come down the front stretch into turn 1. He looks to be somewhat clear, and he will be clear as they enter turn 1.
Yeah, Joseph was trying to restrict his entry there into turn number 1, but Bothwell was just able to clear his way into the 2nd position and really drive away here. But now Joshua Gathright in prime position here to find his way past Joseph Causey.
Yeah, and also don't forget about the 7 truck there trying to get that outside line to work, that middle line actually, to work for him. He's able to stay up there even though he did clip the wall. Same with the 77, his teammate Seth Berger behind him, just slowly having another very good, consistent night from that 77 truck.
And here comes the 99 of Ronnie Joyner to the inside of Balliet. Down the back straightaway they go. And we do have confirmation on the stage results from stage number 1. It'll be Greg Holt, stage winner, over Joseph Causey, Joshua Balliet, Jeremiah Stutzman, Brad Bothwell, Joshua Gathright, Ronnie Joyner, Andrew Pratt, Seth Berger, and Seth Fitzpatrick. We'll round out the top 10 in stage number 1. And by the way, under that most recent caution, you had an EOL. This is the driver number 47. He went to the rear. He did not make a committed choice at the start-finish line. He changed his lanes after the start-finish line as the field was choosing their lane. So he got an EOL for that. So he was sent back to the 32nd position. He's been as low as 21st, or as high as 21st today. So trying to see if he can move his way back up to the field like that as well. That Performance Sim Sport number 47.
Yeah, unfortunate there. I mean, I love the choose rule that's been involved in Outlaw Sim Series. It is a great addition that correlates with real life racing. And unfortunate there, he did change lanes after the checkered or after the start finish line, where you're supposed to have that commitment to what lane you want to be in. Now it looks like though that the 7 truck of Balliet is having a little bit of trouble as the 99 of Joyner gets to his inside, and oh, he's going to slide up. No contact made, but that was really close there through 3 and 4.
I disagree. I think he's been able to just keep it up there. He's been doing, I think, a great job of holding on to what he's got now. That 7 truck's not perfect by any means. He is struggling, but he's keeping himself in contention and keeping himself in the top 5 here, despite damaging that right side. Joyner has not been able to find his way past Balliet, and actually, Balliet will clear him back down the straightaway.
Yeah, and he almost makes contact with the 27 as he drives it in hard. He's going to have to get off. That allows the 99 to get back underneath and maybe get a run off. I'm not sure. I still think that outside line is a little too strong on these runs here, and the 7 truck is making it work, like you said. The 99 did look like he had him cleared, but just not able to complete it. That outside line, just a little too strong.
Yeah, Balliet keeping the 99 in check here, not letting him clear up in front of him. Here's from the rear end here of Joshua Gathright. You get to see the battle right behind, and see him all kind of go at it. Now Joyner trying to clear Balliet, but Balliet keeps his nose up there, and Gathright is loving it as he gets to drive away in 4th.
And someone who's probably not enjoying this battle is the teammate of Joshua Balliet right behind him, Seth Berger. He's staying right with these guys. I'm not sure if he's getting held up. It does look like it a little bit. he kind of has that same line as Valiette running up at the top, and he's not able to get under him to try and make the pass because the 99's beside him pretty much the whole lap, which is some exciting racing, but I'm pretty sure that 77 truck may want to get by here very, very soon.
Here's another thing. It's starting to really tighten up here. And wow, the cutoff there on Seth Berger there from, I believe that was the 99, as Berger just sends it down the inside. He got tired of it. But we're really tightening up here. Did Bally catch the wall there? Oh, no, Joyner caught the wall. This is the battle for second, by the way. Everybody's tightened up for the second position.
Yeah, the 31 truck kind of losing pace as we get later in the run. We've seen that as a common theme with him, unfortunately. Just maybe not having a good long run setup in that truck. The 88 right back on his bumper, and he's kind of holding up this line, allowing almost the entirety of the top 10 to be battling for second place.
Yeah, we have second through ninth in this gaggle of trucks, and Thompson's on the run forward as well, trying to get in on this. Fitzpatrick now trying to find his way past the 71 of Stutzman, the 99 of Joyner back there as well. Causey cannot find a clean way around Brad Bothwell right now. And Gaffright really closing up to Joseph here, bringing Balliet and Berger in tow.
Yeah, and that's the one thing when a truck is staying up high like Bothwell is, it is really hard to pass. As you get later in the runs, that outside line just becomes so dominant. And we've seen that with the 7 truck. He's now cleared the 99, cleared his teammate. Oh, the 25 in the pits, Eric Peck. Oh, no.
Yeah, Eric Peck in the pits. Unfortunately, Matt Rogers is still in the pits. Back to this battle for second, though. Brad Bothwell finally, I believe, is giving up the second position to Joseph Causey. Here comes Gaffright as well. Causey trying to clear Bothwell. Oh, wow. That was close in the crossover. Bothwell back to the inside as they go into turn number 1, working lap 49 of 175.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think that's going to give the 88 the advantage as they come off of 2,
How
unless the
about
31
that?
can get in front of him. Oh, some contact maybe between the 88 and 31. The 31 battling hard. He does not want to give that second place position up so easily this time around. He battles him into 3.
Now Joseph restricts the arc that Bothwell can get into the entry to corner, but here comes Gaffright as well. They're not done battling for second, and Gaffright wants to go forward. Side by side down the front straight, Causey with the advantage, but Bothwell still keeps it down on the inside. Both of them really drive the entry of the corner hard, and Causey gets loose. Here comes Bothwell.
Yeah, I'm amazed to see that 31 truck is doing so well in the bottom. He was having so many problems earlier keeping that truck on the bottom of the racetrack and keeping speed up off the turns. Maybe some adjustments in that pit stop have allowed that truck to kind of work wherever he wants it to, and that is showing proof right now. He is side by side still with the 88 for second place.
This is phenomenal racing in these open setup trucks. I think everybody but the 3 of Greg Holt thinks this is not phenomenal. Greg Holt has a 4-second advantage because of this. Here comes Stutzman. He was nearly outside the top 10. He's powered his way forward.
Yeah, and he's been doing it all on that inside lane. That truck just wants to stay down there, and he's being able to keep up some great speed on the inside of the truck or inside of the track. The other trucks are not. 31 a little loose off the turn. 71 making his way into 4th place, but still being battled by Gaffright on the outside. They go down into turn 1. 4 cars battling here.
Balliet trying to get the run on the outside while trying to fend off the 77 of Seth Berger. He gets the run down the back, and Gaffright trying to be preoccupied with Stutzman. Might allow Balliet to get into the mix. No, not yet. Gaffright trying to keep Stutzman at bay there into 4th. And Bothwell up the track as well might eliminate the top side for this battle as well. Now Stutzman clears Gaffright, and now Bothwell under attack from the 71.
Yeah, and I think the 27 backed out there knowing he was going to catch that 31 very quickly down the front stretch. So he's going to try and take that inside lane to get around him a little easier. To 71 now, clearing, or trying to, the 31 of Bothwell to take that 3rd position away. But it's still side by side. Bothwell's going to keep fighting. That's one thing's for sure. That 31 truck is very hard to get by.
He's giving it, dude. He is trying to keep that 31 truck alive, and this is a much better performance tonight than it was even at Rockham. Even if it doesn't follow all the way through, just keeping it on the lead lap through lap 54 as opposed to falling a lap down on lap 15 last week is significantly a significant improvement in the direction for Brad Bothwell, and I'm all for it. Into the top 5 and fighting hard to keep himself in the top 5 still as we work our way halfway-ish through stage number 2, halfway to stage number 2, because stage number 2 is at the completion of lap 79. Actually on our way there, actually, and a couple laps into the fence from Gathright on Bothwell.
Ooh, Gathright moved down, trying to do the slide. That slide job and stay up in front of the 31. 31 tried to get under him, and the Gathright came down to try and block it. And man, that was really, really close. I think they did actually touch bumpers, but no harm, no foul. Just some good hard racing for that that 4th position. Now Bothwell's going to be pressured from Balliet and Berger from behind to get into the top 5.
Oh, Balliet sideways. What a catch from Joshua Balliet. And he's going to lose 2, maybe 3 spots because of it, but what a save. And here comes Joyner on Berger.
Yeah, unfortunate for the 7 truck, just pushing a little hard off the turn to get that run to try and set up that pass, and just kind of got out from under him a little bit. Good save from him. He's going to fall back in position in the 9th place, falling back behind, try to get back to the top line and get that truck back dialed in where he wants it. Meanwhile, 77 up here trying to get to the 31. The 99 also looking to the inside of the 77.
Here comes Joyner on Berger. This is going to help out Brad Bothwell in a sense, or maybe Joyner's going to get 2 or he's going to get split.
Some great racing. The 9 truck, a lap truck, is in the way.
Oh no, 4 wide down the back. Oh no, everybody gets close. The 9 truck comes down the track. What is he doing?
Yeah, he may want to hung it up on the outside lane there. It looks like he pinched the 77. I'm not sure if contact was made, but it was really close. But that killed all momentum that Seth Berger had. But in the meantime, Greg Joyner loved it because he took a 2-for-1.
I don't know what was happening there, but if you're a lap truck and the leader's past you, at that point you have to be looking in the mirror. You know the pack is coming. You have to be attentive to your surroundings, and you have to have some spatial awareness. What you can't do is come up off the lane. You got to be predictable. You can't just move when a pack of trucks is coming, especially when they're nearly 3, nearly 4 wide with you. You can't move off the top side. That is super egregious, and that could have easily ended a lot of competitive trucks nights. I'm so glad everybody was able to give the space necessary to get around that lap truck, but that was very, very detrimental and could have been detrimental to some of these drivers' nights.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that Seth Berger's probably saying the same thing on his radio right now. Probably saying that, wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get up there. But unfortunately, you know, he had to kind of get out of it, lost some positions, but now he's right back up there, challenging for the 6th spot, trying to get around Bothwell one more time. But the 89 truck of Kevin Thompson has something to say about it.
So we continue on here, working lap 60 of 175. So that means we're coming around to 19 laps to go in stage number 1. And my goodness, Greg Holt has a 5-second advantage over Joseph Causey and company.
Yeah, Jeremiah Stutzman staying right there with Joseph Causey. I am quite impressed with how Stutzman is running tonight. That truck looks dialed in, and it has from the get-go. I mean, he's just slowly made up places. Now he's right there with the 2nd place truck of Joseph Causey, looking to possibly challenge him here with not too much left in the stage.
Yeah, 2nd position definitely up for grabs here, and he's got enough time to do it too. There's not a lot of time left in the stage for him to make the move, but I'd say 18, 17 laps to go. That's plenty of time to try to make that move and size up Causey, save your tires, and see what you have for the 88.
Yeah, and you just see how that truck is handling off of 4. Remember, 4 is a little bit longer than 2, so it reacts a little bit differently coming off the turn, or maybe want to get on the power a little bit early like you do off of turn 2. But if you do that, back end wants to step out a little bit. Oh, it does there off of 2 as I'm talking about it. And so it looks like that truck is getting a little bit looser as the run goes on. He might might hurt him here, you know, burning up that rear tire, trying to put the power down as we get later.
Really tight in the turn 3. Seth Berger almost had his nose to the inside of Kevin Thompson, and Kevin Thompson almost got his nose chopped by Brad Bothwell. That could have been very crazy, very that would have been something in the turn 3. Nearly 3 trucks all in one lane. Looks like Berger was able to back off in time and stay out of that, and there was no contact between Bothwell and Kevin Thompson. Bothwell falls back behind Thompson. Now Thompson into 6th. Bothwell, though, with the surge back to the inside, trying to get back into 6th. But now Berger and Balliet want to find their way around the 31 as well.
Yeah, and I think that 31 truck is becoming Seth Berger's his golden calf almost. You know, he's just tried to size him up time and time again, and he ends up being the one that gets passed by another truck trying to get around him, and he's going to have some more competition as this group of the 24 and a 75, I believe that is. Yep. Fitzpatrick, Miz, and Pratt all catching these guys very quickly. They want to put their hat in and try and get up a few more spots and make their way into the top 10 comfortably.
Ooh, there's a lap truck right there. That's Jesse Adams in the 55. They just caught him a little at a little bit of a bad time. They're right on corner exit. They were all right in the middle of the track, and now Adams into the barrier as well to add some salt to the wound. And here comes Fitzpatrick trying to find his way past Balliet as Berger still trying to find his way past Bothwell. I think he might just send it in here like a dirt track driver, and he'll keep it planted on the bottom. But Seth is I know I would with the lap truck of the 9 and now the 31 of Bothwell. Berger is not having the time right now.
No, he had a very, very fast truck, and the one thing about being behind other trucks for so long, you tend to use up your stuff a little bit more than you want to, just because you're trying to make the passes. And off the turn here, Bothwell again not going to give it up easy. He's to the inside of the 77. He's going to do the crossover move as they come into 3 and 4.
Wonderful racing. What crazy racing it is that Bothwell is able to keep his truck up here. Looked like the big loose for the 77 of Seth Berger and the 7 of Balliet. Here comes Fitzpatrick trying to get himself a 2-for-1 special on 777s.
Yeah, and again the 77 finds himself back behind the 31 truck. Got to do it all over again. The 7 truck. That truck does not like being on the bottom, I don't think. It has had a couple of rough corners being down there on that bottom lane. But, oh my gosh, what a beautiful save from Balliet. And, I mean, not making contact with the 2 truck of Fitzpatrick and the 24 as they go by. I just think that maybe some of that damage from earlier might be upsetting the handling on that 7 truck.
Yeah, I'm sure he's hoping for a yellow flag to come out so he can try to get some of that right side repaired. And that's part of it, unfortunately. You know, with Homestead, you can be painting the left side tires on that white line. You'll be just scraping that right side along the outside wall. That's just kind of the extent of the lanes here with the progressive banking. And he elected the wall. I think that's kind of what's worked better for him. And that he caught the wall, and now he's having to suffer with it. And now outside the top 10 for the first time today for Joshua Balliet.
Yeah, he's had a good truck all day long, and unfortunately some damage maybe trying to take effect here as we get late into this run, getting towards the end of stage 2, and now he's out of the points for stage 2. I'm not sure he's going to have the truck under him though to try and fight back.
So we take a peep at up front, and it is Greg Holt, a near 6 second advantage over Joseph Causey. Causey keeping Jeremiah Stutzman at bay as well. And yeah, Greg Holt does not want to see a caution at this rate. Greg Holt is on a Sunday drive out here. My goodness, what a margin, 70 laps in.
Exactly, and he's going to have some lap traffic coming up in maybe a couple of laps as we get towards the end of the stage. But with this comfortable gap, probably nothing he's going to have to worry about. He might lose a little bit of time, but probably not a lot of time to where it's going to hurt his chances of winning the stage. I do think that Jeremiah Stutzman, though, has that third or that second place on his mind.
contact between Andrew Pratt and John Mickey. They make contact down the front straightaway, but it looks like all is well. They'll find plenty of room in between one another as they enter the corner. I think that was more of just an accident. Oh, sorry, I was going for that lane. Oh, I was as well. All right, carry on. We'll try that again.
Yeah, and that's just one of the products of the multiple groups here. You just you end up coming back to possibly the same spot, and if one driver doesn't back out, you can't have two trucks in the same spot. So sometimes that happens, and you just gotta hopefully there's not too much damage, move on, and try and set him up again, which it does look like Mickey is. He's going to get that truck on the inside of Andrew Pratt through turns 1 and 2.
And Balliet look really struggling now. He's even been passed by Cody Vreeland, and Pratt and Mickey are looking to size him up as well. But Vreeland trying to find his way into the top 10 here before stage 2 ends. He's got one truck in front of him that holds that one stage point, and that is Jason Miz, our Daytona winner, holds the final stage point as we come around with 7 laps to go in stage number 2.
Yeah, and we saw, if you saw on the top of the screen
man.
ooh, some hard racing from the 99. Here, he's put it right on the door of the 89 truck of Kevin Thompson, and trying to make that move on the outside. But as I was to say earlier, we looked at the top of the screen, coming off of 4 there, and Balliet again loose off of 4. That truck just not handling it at the moment, and very unfortunate for him. He had a good truck early in this race.
We continue on. It's Ronnie Joyner now trying to size up Joshua Gaffright with 6 laps to go in stage number 2, and now trying to peek to the inside. Look at that, 99 just glued to the white line on the bottom of the racetrack. Gaffright, though, he kind of took that line away late to give the 99 some dirty air, and now down the back straightaway as Joyner closes the gap. What can he do? If Gaffright is going to take his line away, he's going to have to probably try something different, or Gaffright's just slower to the center of the corner as Joyner gets back onto the throttle sooner.
Yeah, it does look like both trucks are trying to use that inside lane. Maybe the 27 saw the 99 doing that. Maybe somebody pointed it out. So he's trying to take that lane away. The 99 moves up a little bit, up 2 lanes actually, into turn 1 and 2, trying to get a run off the turn, set up this move. Let's see if he can get the run down the back straightaway. It doesn't look like he's going to catch enough or quickly enough to make any moves at all. Back to the bottom. Both trucks go in 3-4.
Well, it is now P10 for truck number 10. Cody Vreeland moves into that final stage point position. Seth Berger has been overtaken by Seth Fitzpatrick. Brad Bothwell holds on to 7th. This Thompson right behind this battle that we're watching right now in 6th. And it is Joyner behind Gaffright, and up the road is Stutzman still trying to find his way around Joseph Causey, who is 6.5 seconds behind race leader Greg Holt. Coming around to 3 laps to go in stage number 2. Joyner trying to find his way past Gaffright. I just don't see it.
Yeah, Gaffright is doing an amazing job to put his truck exactly where Joyner wants to put his truck. And we have a third player. The 89 of Kevin Thompson has caught these guys back up. He wants to take a piece to try and put his 89 truck into the top 5 before the stage ends.
And after this stage, then you have to start thinking about race in its entirety. You have to start thinking, well, these trucks, they can go about 100 laps. They're going 100% on the fuel loads. So these trucks can go about 60, 65 laps maybe on fuel. And you got to think, when do you pit to make it to the end of this race? I don't think it's actually a one-stop. I think you're going to have to make it a 2-stop. Now that I'm thinking about it. But Gaffright, with the way they all have to pit on lap 31, I believe this is an easy 2-stop for everybody else, but what do you do on those 2 stops? That comes down to you. But there's 2 laps to go in this battle for the stage, or 1.5 laps in this battle for second.
Yeah, Stutzman has been sizing this up for some laps now. He's finally there. He's going to try and do it. I'm not sure he has enough time, though. Causey is putting his truck right where it needs to be, as we've seen what happened with some other trucks around the track. But here is Greg Holt. He's coming to, I believe this is to the line, or sorry, this is off of turn 2. He's going to be finishing out stage 2 here very shortly.
Yeah, 55 laps led so far. Once he took the lead away from Joseph Causey, he has set sail. My goodness, but into turns 3 and 4 for the final time in stage number 2. Greg Holt, with a 6.5 second advantage, will easily win and dominate stage number 2, and it's Kazi who's going to hold on for second over Jeremiah Stutzman, and this is the battle here that we've all been waiting for. Gaffrey will hold on to 4th, and to the line, oh, loose is Cody Vreeland. Does he hold on to that final stage point? He does. Barely. Here was coming John Mickey and Jason Miz, but Vreeland will hold on to that final stage point, but there's no caution. So that was a quite aggressive move for Vreeland to try to improve his position in the stage. But he gives up potential race positions there just by doing that.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see some pit stops here very soon, possibly. As the stage is over now, I mean, you still have to make a 2-stop race. Do you split these two evenly, these 2 next runs that you're going to have, or do you kind of go as long as you can this run and then, maybe short pit the next run? It's a very interesting strategy call now as we get towards the end of this race with just over 90 laps to go.
Well, we have Jason Miz and Matthew Setzer electing to hit the pit lane right after the stage is completed. And here comes Holt and Kaze. I believe they are going to make it an easy 2-stop and share. I guess split the runs into equal thirds. Here comes Berger as well as Gaffright and Vreeland as well. Pit lane is a busy.
It is, and let's see if we have any takers on that longer strategy. I mean, I know they're getting close on field, but they can run a little bit longer. So let's see if we have some guys, maybe Jeremiah Stutzman out here trying to get some laps led. Maybe Joyner tries to stay out and get some laps led. We'll have to see as they keep coming around. You don't want to stay out too long. You will lose quite a bit of time on these new tires. They are quite a bit faster, especially now in this race.
Here comes Thompson and Bothwell and Fitzpatrick and John Mickey into the pit lane, as well as Andrew Pratt and Farron Elam Jr., along with the 63 of Randall Barnett and the 48 of Garrett Velzy. Yeah, the pit lane very busy.
Yeah, it's starting to get really busy now. I knew as soon as that stage was over, that was kind of the perfect time to come in. Get these new tires, split this next stage, the final stage, into even thirds, and get yourself a good setup to have a great finish. It does look like Jeremiah Stutzman, though, is going to keep staying out for a little bit longer, wants to, lead some laps, see what it's like out front.
Now in pit lane, Joyner and Tyler Markle and Josh McClune. Devin Smith, Brandon Richardson, James Gilliard all in the pit lane, and now Daniel Park will peel off into the pit lane from the top 10. We continue on, and if you remember from last season, and I don't really know because we only did 4 races with us, and they were quite a while ago, but Jeremiah Stutzman would always be the driver to be trying some sort of fuel strategy, trying to save fuel, trying to hope for a caution, something to go his favor, and he's out here once again, just staying extra long, trying to see how many laps he can get out of this 71 truck.
Yeah, I remember that from the first couple races. He tried some very interesting strategies. Not many of them would pay off the way he wanted to. He brings it in this time, but definitely wants to, think outside the box, try to find an advantage as any way he can with using the pit stops, using fuel-saving tactics, and anything he can to put his truck in the best position to win this race.
Well, you know what? The one win he did win last season, the one race he did win last season was Auto Club, and he stole that race away from Jacob Zala, who dominated that race, by the way, led well over 50, 60 laps. Jeremiah Stutzman came and stole the show on a fuel strategy play at the Auto Club Speedway, which we're heading to next week, by the way. Look for Jeremiah Stutzman to pull some sort of strategy, maybe even a little bit of fuel-saving practice if he's a little rusty today. I don't know, but here comes Joshua Fox into the pit lane, which will relinquish the lead back to Greg Holt.
Yeah, trying to get some laps led. Nothing too wrong with that, especially if you've not been up front. It's nice to get those laps. And
I think we got a spinner off turn number 4. I believe it was maybe just somebody getting loose. Can't identify the car, but We did have a truck that was sideways off of 4, and then there was smoke following it. Looks like we are okay to continue racing, but a very scary moment out of turn 4 for somebody.
Yeah, and we did talk to Greg Holt earlier. He said that this thing is very slick for the first like 3 laps, and then it starts to come to you. Probably just a product of that. New tires on the truck as they come off of turn 4, which is really easy to get loose off of turn 4, and probably most likely what happened.
So we continue on here, and the margin Greg Holt has over Joseph Causey has shrunk by, well, 0.7 of a second. It is now down to 5.8 seconds as opposed to 6.5. And we continue on, but Causey now has a large advantage over Joshua Balliet, who I believe has worked on that truck a little bit. That truck doesn't look as damaged, but it doesn't look repaired, so I can imagine he sat and took repairs. He did not, actually. There's no damage repairs on that truck, and the 32 of Jeremy C. Poole is back on the pit lane, so I'd imagine he might have been the driver either spinning or maybe a penalty for Jeremy C. Poole.
Yeah, possibly a speeding penalty, or maybe he was the truck that spun. Really interested to see what Balliet did on his stop. He made up quite a bit of positions. He is falling way back in the order. Maybe a 2-tire stop, trying to play, this short pit game. Take the 2 tires now, and then maybe come in a little bit earlier than everybody else. Take the 4 tires and run it long to the end. I mean, it's not a bad strategy to take. You got to do something to get yourself back in the game, and maybe that's what he's doing.
Well, you know what? I think actually, so I'm looking at it here, he did not make a 2-tire pit stop. What he did was he pitted 8 laps before everybody else. He pitted 16 laps ago. Everybody else pitted 8 laps ago. So he's up here on the oldest tires, but he ran 8 laps on fresh tires while everybody else was on old tires. He got himself from outside the top 10 into 3rd, and now he's hoping for a potential caution to play out. Maybe not now, but maybe in about 20 laps or so. So he can come down, get fresh tires of everybody else, and be right back in play.
Oh, yeah, we missed that, unfortunately. I mean, a great strategy call. Once you're out of the points, know that you're probably not going to have the truck to come in or to get into the top 10 and get those stage points. Why not come down and split this stage into actual equal thirds? And it looks like that's probably what he did when he was taken out of the top 10. Just come on down, get those tires, and make up some ground. And, man, I mean, he made up a ton of time coming in that early. I mean, you just see how much fresh tires are worth.
So here's Stutzman ahead of Seth Fitzpatrick. Stutzman working his way forward on the freshest tires of everybody, other than the lap truck there of Jeremy C. Poole. Jeremiah Stutzman, he is on 6-lap old tires, while Seth Fitzpatrick is on 10-lap old tires. And here comes Ronnie Joyner as well on 8-lap old tires. So the varying tire ages by a couple laps will come into play, and we'll see how everybody plays out here. But Brad Bothwell, very impressive. As opposed to last week, falling a lap down on lap 15 after qualifying a pole, this week has kept it inside the top 10. A very impressive run for Brad Bothwell today.
Yeah, it looks like they've been doing some work on that truck in each pit stop, trying to make it a little bit better on the long runs. And possibly doing that. Ooh, it looks like the 32 and the 90, the 99 there getting a little close together. 32 way up to the wall in 3 and 4, and trying to keep alongside of Greg Joyner as they go down the front stretch.
Here we go again. This is Joshua Gaff right up ahead of Seth Berger. This is the battle for the 4th position, and they're closing up on the 7 of Balliet as well. But Gaff right, we're trying to see if he can fend off the 77 of Seth Berger again. Berger cleared of Bothwell, but does he have anything for Gaff right? He tries to keep that 77 truck glued to the bottom of the racetrack, and they're both on 12-lap old tires, so this is who can manage the tires the best.
Yeah, and I know one thing, that 77 truck is glad that it's not a neon green 31 truck in front of him. He was having all kinds of trouble trying to pass Brad Bothwell earlier, but now he's got the 77 of Gathright, and he's no easy task either. He's going to put up a big fight trying to for that 4th position and possibly 3rd position here, as they have caught Joshua Balliet.
Yeah, Bally yet again on the oldest tires in the field, and he's hoping to play this race out a few more laps and then get a yellow where everybody else has to come back down for fresh tires. But here comes Gav right to the inside to put Balliet in the fourth, and Berger is looking to follow suit as well. Gav right looks like he will clear into that third position, and now we're looking for Seth Berger to find his way by.
And they are approaching some lap traffic. Let's see if that can come into play. We've seen some interesting racing around lap traffic so far in this race. The 77 Berger is able to clear him. He doesn't lose too much time on Gathright in front of him. And Valia is now under fire from Jeremiah Stutzman now. He's about to fall out of the top 5.
This is going to look like Superman flying by here. Jeremiah Stutzman's on 12 lap fresher tires than Joshua Balliet. He just powers right on by that 7 truck and now looks to the inside of Seth Berger.
Yeah, those new tires, he's feeling comfortable. He's got that truck glued to the bottom. That was what happened, or what got him back up to third place, challenging for second. In that stage 2 run, he just kind of hugged the bottom. That truck wants to be there. That F-150, I mean, it looks really good right now. Going to try and get back up to the leaders and try and take away this lead possibly, but he's got a lot of ground to make up.
So side by side down the back straightaway with the lap vehicle of Garrett Velzy. Velzy, hold the line up there. Oh no. Well, hold on to that truck. I don't quite know what happened up there, but Velzy is blinking now in and out of the session as Seth Berger's trying to work his way by, and man, Seth is not getting luck with the lap trucks now, and Velzy into the barrier and lagging, and oh no.
Yeah, unfortunate timing for the 77 truck to have Velzy on his outside. It does look like Velzy may have clipped the wall there in the middle of the turn, or yeah, in the middle of the turn, and it just that's what got this, got him coming down a little bit and almost contact with the 77. But good running there from Seth Berger not to hit Velzy and ruin his night. Just kind of hang on to it.
Oh, Balliet back in the wall.
Oh no, unfortunate again.
So the 48 of Garrett Velzy not having the best of nights tonight, trying to stay in the session. Last season, he was a playoff driver. He won at Talladega last season, got himself into the playoffs. Trying to see if he can make the playoffs again this season. Not off to a great start. And a lap down today here at Homestead, and trying to see what he's got. He has about a 4-second advantage over his next closest competitor of Randall Barnett, but Garrett Velzy trying to keep himself alive in this race, keep himself 1 lap down, and now Balliet is going to be under heavy attack, and Balliet tonight has gone from bad to worse.
Yeah, and the 2 truck gives him a nice shove there into turn 1. I'm not sure that the 7 truck liked that too much. Big hit going into the turn there. Balliet probably just having to back up his turns a little bit more than the other trucks at the moment, being on those older tires. 2 truck being held up. The 31 of Bothwell is going to look to the inside as they go down into 3 and 4.
Nearly 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. Balliet slides up, and Fitzpatrick wants to find a way by this 7 truck now. And again, Balliet is on the oldest tires now. He'd want a caution to come out before he slips outside the top 10. But Balliet trying to keep that 7 truck alive, or he might try that strategy one more time on the next round of pit stops, which I would imagine will be coming in the next 30 or so laps, as we are already 20 laps in on this stint. So yeah, I would imagine the next 30 laps or so we'd be seeing pit stops. So already quite the distance away. Greg Holt just checking in on him on his Sunday drive. He is on he's led 74 laps and up to a 6.8 second advantage.
Yeah, and he's definitely checked out. I mean, there is no one around him other than some lap traffic. Causey 6.9, almost 7 seconds back. And then behind them is Stutzman. He has taken away that 3rd place from Gathright. 13.5 seconds back. He is closing, but I just don't know if he's closing quick enough to challenge Greg Holt. He is checked out.
Absolutely checked out indeed. Again, Stutzman has a lot of work to do. He's going to catch Joseph Causey, and everybody else is open up their relative advantages. And now Thompson trying to find his way by Seth Fitzpatrick. This for the 8th position. And they go side by side down the back straightaway. And this is Thompson now working on Fitzpatrick. Bothwell up the road as well. And Thompson is on the same age tires as Bothwell and 1 lap fresher tires in the 2 of Fitzpatrick. So he'll make that move stick, and he'll set his sights on the neon green 31 up the road.
Yep, and they're going to have Garrett Velsey. He's trying to keep his truck out of the way and just ride this one to the end with the damage that he has. Bothwell, again, we can't say it enough. Such a great performance here so far, keeping that 31 truck in the top 10 pretty much the entire race. Big improvements from last week. So glad to see that. And this is the track, like I said, that you wanted to do, wanted to make those adjustments on, as the mile and a halves are kind of the meat and potatoes of the oval seasons. You want to see what your truck has and how you can handle it as the runs go on, and we're having some good long runs tonight.
Speaking of good long runs, it's been a pretty long run for us without a break, so we're going to step aside and take a quick break. We're going to go side by side here at Pit Stop TV. Don't go anywhere. Greg Holt continues to lead here at Homestead.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway. Greg Holt, still our race leader, now opens to an 8-second advantage over the rest of the field here. And once again, I want to shout out the IORL IndyCar crew today on Pit Stop TV. Trey Shuttlesworth and Eric Brennan holding down the fort over there. Again, we've done this before on Pit Stop TV, usually on Monday nights, where we've had 2 broadcasts on the same night. And we've had, I believe, on a Friday night in recent memory. I say recent, maybe over like a year ago at this point, or closer to a year ago. We've had 2 broadcasts at the same time on a Friday night, but it's been a long time since Pit Stop TV has pulled double duty at the same time. So once again, just shouting out Trey Shuttlesworth, Eric Brennan holding down the fort up in virtual Chicago, Illinois. We're on the other end of the other side of the nation, if you will, in virtual Homestead, Miami, Florida, and doing a great job here at Homestead, calling tonight round number 3 of the Outlaws Sim Series. And again, just shouting out Trey Shuttlesworth for coming back to the production side once again. It's been a while since he's done it, and I'm sure he's doing a great job there. It's been great to set him back up and get ready to go to do a great job on tonight's production up there. And Chicago, by the way, Trey Shuttlesworth is producing the series that he won in the week prior. Trey Shuttlesworth won a VIORL Watkins Glen race just 1 week ago. So that's got to be something. Unfortunately, he doesn't compete full-time in that series anyway, but that's got to be something to broadcast the series you just won in the week before. But tonight, again, Devin Zimmerman on the call with me and Vincent Cortez rocking the social media coverage this evening. And if you want to check out where Vinny is doing his social media updates tonight, you can check out our Facebook there at facebook.com/pitstoptv, our Twitter at pitstoptv_, Instagram at pit_stop_tv, and of course our YouTube, where we have both the IORL Indy cars at Chicago Street Course and the Outlaws Sim Series Gunman trucks here at Homestead Miami Speedway at youtube.com/c/pitstoptv1. And Devin, here we are at Homestead. 62 laps to go. 1 pit stop left for these drivers. Greg Holt, 8.5 seconds. 9.5 seconds. Oh, goodness.
And he's just pulling away from Joseph Causey. One driver he is not pulling away from, though, is Jeremiah Stutzman. He has been chipping away at this league. I just think he's a little too far back. I mean, this next pit stop, like you said, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens and what strategies play out. But Jeremiah Stutzman chipping away as much as he can, trying to make his run for the win here late in this race. He's only about a couple seconds off of Joseph Causey for that second place, and he's got a lot fresher tires than that 88 truck.
Absolutely. We find our way back here. Seth Berger under attack from Seth Fitzpatrick. These drivers finished first and second last week at Rockingham. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case tonight, but still a lot of laps to go to decide that. Running right now, 7th and 8th, the Seths do, as Fitzpatrick will clear Berger. Or maybe not.
Yeah, Berger is trying to figure out where his truck is best at the moment. He's been running high, he's been running low, just trying to figure out where that truck wants to be, where it is at its best. And up at the high line now, it does look like Fitzpatrick is going to complete that move. I'm not sure if maybe Seth burned his tires out a little bit early in this run. The Brad Bothwell's gotten back by him as well for 6th, but he's back to 8th place, and he's going to come under fire from Kevin Thompson here, possibly in a few laps if he's not careful. They do have about a 2-second cushion back to that 9th place of Kevin Thompson, but yeah, Seth Berger's truck just not working for him right now after that last pit stop.
A little bit of housekeeping since we just took our break, if you will. To recap what's gone on so far in this race, we've had 1 caution so far today for 4 laps, and we've had 4 lead changes today after Joseph Causey lost the lead. It's been all Greg Holt, minus the couple lead changes on pit cycles. So that is how that race, how today's race has gone there. The weather so far, we started with a 79-degree track temp. It has actually warmed up 2 degrees, but the winds have also picked up a mile per hour. So the track conditions not changing too much, but the track temp warming up a couple degrees may help these drivers a little bit, keeping these trucks from just plowing towards the outside wall. And the winds making it a little difficult maybe on these entries and exits.
Yeah, it definitely is going to upset the trucks probably going in or off of 4. That's probably why we've seen them get so loose off of 4. It's blowing at the back of the drivers when they come off of turn 4. It's kind of a headwind when you're coming off of turn 2. So maybe keeping the trucks a little more stable off of 2 and a little more unstable off of 4. That might be why we've seen so many upset trucks at that point in the track. Not to mention also that turn 4 is, you want to put the power on so much earlier than what you probably should in that, and that's what kind of upsets the rear end of the truck. But we're getting really close to having a battle for second place here, Emerson. It does look like Stutzman, he is right on the back bumper now. I'm seeing that 10.8 seconds, now 10.7 and 11 seconds to Stutzman. There it is. He's there.
Yeah, absolutely. Joseph Causey, he's going to have a much different tire much different tire life here, and he's going to get loose in front of Jeremiah Stutzman. Now we're going side by side for the second position. 55 laps to go at Homestead.
And this is interesting because this is the opposite of both of these guys' lines. The 71 truck wants to be on the bottom. The 88 kind of wants to run that middle line, and we're going to see which truck is kind of set up a little better. I believe that Stutzman, though, he definitely has the tire advantage probably right now in this run, but the 88 truck's looking pretty feisty on the bottom there. He's going to try and clear him, but I'm not sure. He might get clear. The 77 a little loose off 4.
Oh! And look at how much Stutzman wants his line. He will try to get to the inside of Joseph down on the apron of the racetrack, but Joseph holds on to second. I know Stutzman doesn't want to hear this song again, especially with 4-lap fresher tires. He'll power to the inside of Joseph Causey down the back straightaway once again, but he is not clear into turn 3, trying to get clear. Causey fights hard on the outside.
Yeah, that's 71 truck. Excuse me, I said 77 before, but it is the 71 truck of Jeremiah Stutzman. He is going to complete the pass for second place, get by the 88, who looks like he may have made contact with the wall there off of 4. But yeah, that 71 truck just loves the bottom of this racetrack right now. He has it dialed in to run that so-called Kevin Harvick line down right on the apron line, and it is working for him right now at this point in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeremiah Stutzman, especially with 4-lap pressure tires, is just powered by. And here comes Cody Vreeland on Seth Berger. Vis for the 8th position. Vreeland charging his way forward.
Yeah, we mentioned that Cody Vreeland and Kevin Thompson were about a couple seconds behind Berger at one point. Just looks like the 77 truck is not behaving the way he wants it to at this part in the race. Maybe a adjustment on the pit stop not exactly working the way that they thought it was. I'm not too sure right now, but the 77 truck is struggling more so than it was early in this race.
Well, Fitzpatrick has found his way past the 99 of Ronnie Johnson into the 5th position, or does he? Oh my goodness, descend into turn 3, and that kind of files itself out and away, and that battle has been decided. Vreeland is ahead of Seth Berger, and we kind of have our little pocket here where things have doled out a little bit. But I wanted to do this a little bit before we got our crazy battle for second, but with this has also changed a little bit, so I'm glad I waited a few laps to do this. But I want to also recap the bottom of the field, and well, there's only 28 trucks still running in this race. Drivers who have retired out of the session, understandably. Matt Rogers, he's actually still connected in the session, still sitting on the pit lane, but I'd imagine there's no more laps being ran in that 96 truck after the heavy hit he took to the inside wall. You actually will be able to cut to it, and there he is still in the session, but not being not really able to get much done in the pit lane. 95 laps off the race leader. Joseph Pinino has retired from the session in 32nd. He is 63 laps down. Eric Peck, 54 laps down in 31st. Joshua Balliet has called it a night as well. He is 23 laps down. We have a car stopped on the pit lane. That is Jeremy C. Poole down towards the bottom of the running order as well. Jesse Adams has also called it a night recently. 9 laps down to the race leader is the 55 of Jesse Adams. And now the last car running is this car, the 32 of Jeremy C. Poole in the 28th position. Matthew Setzer in 27th. He is 3 laps down. And also Brandon Richardson, 3 laps down. And now truck on the pit lane, it's Jason Miz.
Yeah, this is the start of where you can make it all the rest of the way on fuel. So we're going to start seeing some trucks make their way down pit road and start seeing these final strategies come into play of, who's going to come early and try and get that early advantage, or who's going to come late, looking at the 71 truck there, and try and maybe have the freshest tires towards the end of the race. I'm not sure how long you want to stay out in this run, but we're going to see soon, as we see also Farron Elam Jr. coming down and taking his pit stop.
Yeah, fair. And again, we were expecting him to run a little bit better tonight, especially with the great run he had at Rockingham. It's not panned out that way. He was outside the top. He was in the top, barely in the top 20 at the time of this pit stop, and is now falling outside the top 20 as pit stops happen here. But we'll see where he cycles out at the end of the race as well, as we will go through our race results at the end there. But the only 2 stops to happen thus far, it is Greg Holt with his 12.2 second advantage over Jeremiah Stutzman. And I don't know if there's anything that can stop Greg Holt other than himself. Smoke on a front straightaway, though. That could have been something, but there's another truck on the pit lane. I believe that is the 5 of Matthew Setzer. It is.
Yeah, it looks like some guys who are... Oh, a truck going through turn 1 there. Right when we're looking at this.
Daniel Park up the track. Oh, no!
He's down the apron, only a 1-truck incident. I'm not sure the caution's going to be thrown. Fortunate for him, but man, he just came sliding through our picture completely sideways all the way through turn 1 and almost through turn 2.
Well, you know what that does? That brings Seth and Joseph Causey to pit lane trying to beat the caution. So we'll get a replay and see what happened here to Daniel Park. And again, just trying to make as many laps as he can. And oh no, this is not of his fault.
see what happens here. This is probably off of turn 3 and 4 at the moment. Running the high lane. Got a truck underneath him. And let's see, the 33. Oh no. Oh no, the 33 just I'm not sure what happened there. Just ran right up into the rear quarter panel of the 6 truck.
Yeah, wow, I don't know what to make of that. I'd assume Gillier maybe just misjudged it. If I were to give him the benefit of the doubt, of course, we have to anyway. But we'll ride on board with James Gillier and see kind of what he saw here, right from the roof camera. He was beside Daniel Park for such a long time down this front straightaway. You know, it kind of looks like he's clear there, and I don't know about that. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Both trucks just, okay, maybe Park is clear, and then, trying to come down in front of the 33. The 33 maybe thinking he's going to pull back up behind the 6, and I'm just not sure. It's just unfortunate there for the 6 truck, trying to turn some laps and have a decent finish. He was running in the mid-20s, top 20s actually, and just unfortunate there for Daniel Park to get caught up in that wreck. And we have some more pit stops now. It looks like some of the leaders are starting to come down.
Yeah, Greg Holt has come down. We have a lot of drivers on the pit lane. Bothwell, Pratt, Vreeland, as well as Lingerfelt and Seth Fitzpatrick leaving the pit lane. Many drivers electing to make pit stops here, and I'd imagine Jeremiah Stetson's going to go as long as he can, and he'll have a significant tire advantage. If he's going to have maybe, we're thinking maybe 8, 9, 10 laps fresher tires in the field, that will be crazy. I don't know if it's going to win him the race, but it might solidify a second.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we saw how he drove back through the field on those fresher tires than every other driver. Going to take this long. I don't know how long you want to take it. You got to leave yourself time to make all those moves. But, yeah, he's definitely going to try it. We'll see what happens as they all pan out. He is getting some lap plays. Oh, no, the 69 truck.
John Mickey on the bottom of the track, and he will tow away. Before much harm is done, we'll try to get a quick replay and see what happened to the 69 John Mickey. I'm going to imagine this is... Oh, no, he just came off the pit lane as well. This is on his outlap. And imagine he just... a little too much gas. And Kevin Thompson backed up a country mile on pit lane. We'll get to that, but here's the replay. John Mickey on his outlap. Unfortunate.
Yeah, just another victim of those new tires coming off of 4. We mentioned... that these trucks are just naturally loose off of turn 4, and also with this this wind at your back, it's just going to upset that truck even more off of 4. I mean, it's blowing at 13 miles an hour, I believe, right now is what my screen is telling me. 89 truck having trouble getting in his pit box here. Kevin Thompson, that's going to hurt his good night that he had going. Especially under green flag conditions. You never want to miss your pit box and see that happen at that point in time. But here's Jeremiah Stutzman. He's made his pit stop.
Stutzman off the pit lane. He will follow the 67 there of Doug Solms off the pit lane. James Gillier now in the pit box as Greg Holt goes fastest. Devin Smith makes his way to the pit lane along with Tyler Markle.
Yeah, Markle stayed pretty long there on that run. Wasn't able to get a lap led, but he's had made it up into the top 5. But now that he makes his pit stop, he's going to be about to go a lap down, as the leader Greg Holt is going to be coming around probably before he gets up to speed. Jeremiah Stutzman not losing too much ground this time. He is only about 7 seconds off of Joseph Causey. And he has the freshest tires. Let's see what he can do with them as we get closer and closer towards the end of this race.
Final driver to pit here, at least of the front runners. Joshua Fox comes in and get his service. That'll put Stutzman in the 3rd position. And another slow truck there. I believe that was Doug Solms. Probably another self-spinner, but we'll take a replay and see what happened to the Canadian in the 67. again, I believe this is exactly what it's going to be. Is it's coming here into turn number 3. And Doug, again, just pitted. We saw him come off the pit lane with Jeremiah Stutzman very low on the racetrack, trying to get the foot planted on the accelerator and loose and tried to save it. He'll go around and... well, same song. Probably several verses. We probably haven't caught all of them today. But it'll be Doug some not going completely around, just a self-spin. A self-slide, not even a spin. And he'll carry on.
Yeah, and he's going to have to be careful. Those tires all heated up. Now he's going to have to take care of them, be very gentle with them. Or he can see himself going around again. Here is our leader, though, Greg Holt, getting through some lap traffic. He's putting the 18 truck there. I believe that is a couple laps down for the 18 truck. Yep, 2 laps
First
down
truck,
for Joshua
2 down.
McClune.
Yeah, Josh McClune, the first truck 2 laps down in that 18, and Ronnie Joyner has now fallen to last truck on the lead lap, or battling for last truck on the lead lap with Andrew Pratt. Actually, Andrew Pratt is 2 seconds back, but there is only 11 trucks on the lead lap, and unfortunately, this may change very quickly for Andrew Pratt.
Oh, yes, it probably will. Unfortunately, I mean, Holt is just a man on a mission this week. I said it at the opening of the broadcast. Last week had a dominant truck and just some unfortunate contact with his teammate took away a win from either one of them. And this week he is probably out for a little bit of vengeance. Wants to, to get that win to solidify his place in the playoffs. And he looks on track to do that for the moment. However, there still are 34 laps left in the race, and anything can change very quickly here.
Absolutely, into the late stages now, and one of those magic yellow things would flip things around very, very quickly here at Homestead. Another retirement from the race has now been Matthew Setzer, and John Mickey have also stopped competing tonight. Daniel Park is still on the pit lane since his pit stop, and Andrew Schroeder is in the box. I think Schroeder's just getting normal pit service. We will see here. Schroeder is now in the pit box, actually longer than now 50 seconds. I believe Schroeder will end his competitive evening as well, leaving 24 trucks still running on the racetrack. Jason Miz getting overtaken, getting overtaken by Brad Bothwell.
Yeah, I believe that Miz clipped the wall coming off of 4. That allowed Bothwell to get underneath of him. Unfortunate for Miz, that's just what these trucks, either you've getting tight off 4 or have you gotten loose off 4. And I think every single driver tonight has experienced one of those two things off of 4. It tends to be the most treacherous part of this track, unfortunately, and it's caught quite a few drivers out tonight.
So we continue on working our way now to 32 laps to go. And of course, Jeremiah Stutzman with the freshest tires on the field by, we're looking 9 laps at greatest. He has 4 lap fresher tires than race leader Greg Holt. 19 seconds back, though. I don't imagine that will be an attainable margin, especially since his last lap was slower than Greg Holt's last lap. But Jeremiah Stutzman out here, he's now trying 4 seconds back of Joseph Causey. Does he have enough time?
Yeah, I think he has enough time to catch Joseph Causey. Probably not enough time to catch Greg Holt, unless we do see a yellow flag, which definitely Greg Holt does not want to see. He mentioned that to us when we interviewed him earlier in stage 1, that he has a long run truck. He wants to see this thing go long, go green all the way to the end. So far, that has been the case, but maybe it'll change, maybe it won't. We'll see as we get into our 30 laps to go.
On our way back here, Gaffright holding on to this 5th position now. He's lost 4th to Seth Fitzpatrick, but now Seth Berger, does he have anything for Gaffright? We've been kind of seeing this play out all race, and is this where it finally gets decided? 2 lap older tires for Seth Berger, unfortunately, so I don't believe Berger will have anything for Gaffright unless something major happens here. But Joseph Causey is on the oldest tires of the top 5 by about 6 laps. I don't imagine Fitzpatrick getting up here, but Fitzpatrick could have his fair shot at a podium with his 2. He has 2 lap fresher tires than Joseph Causey. we'll see. It could work out for him.
Yeah, it definitely could. I mean, any new lap tires, even 2 laps, is still somewhat of an advantage at a track like this, where that right front, I mean, you really have to hold on to it, and if you're not careful, you can burn it off very easily, and it does burn off naturally, so very quickly, actually, naturally. So 2 laps, is a great deal of time, and there is Jeremiah Stutzman. He's only about half a straightaway behind Joseph Causey at this point. He has 27 laps to make the move, or to get up here and make the move. I think he's going to make it happen, and he will be sitting comfortably in that second spot. And then, of course, then comes Seth Fitzpatrick, who has made up a little bit of ground on Joseph Causey. I'm not sure it's enough, but we'll keep an eye on it, see if he can get that 2 truck into the podium positions for the second week in a row.
Right, 4.5 seconds back of Jeremiah Stutzman is this 2 truck of Seth Fitzpatrick. And, I don't think that's not attainable. I just don't know. We'll see if 25 laps is enough time. But Seth Fitzpatrick working his way now. And, again, even if he doesn't get podium tonight, a second, and a fourth to start the season would be phenomenal at 3 completely different track types. And I just want to bring it up. This is not updated, but I just want to bring up the standings one more time coming into today. Greg Holt, of course, top of the standings, and with his current run should be expanding that point lead. Joseph Causey in second should overtake Seth Fitzpatrick, but Fitzpatrick can keep himself very much in this title conversation, leaving today in third as we head to a 2-mile speedway at Auto Club next week as well. Things are looking very bright for this 2-truck if he can hang in here.
Most definitely. I mean, he's possibly going to lose that second position, like you said, but third at this point in the season with 3 completely different tracks. Definitely something to be proud of, especially with the finishes he's had. Like you said, 2 podiums in a row, looking for a third in a row. Not sure he's got the truck to do it. He's fallen a little bit back of Joseph Causey now that Causey has been passed for that second place position. Jeremiah Stutzman has just got by him, I believe, and he set his sights on the leader, but he's still just a little too far back at this point in the race as we get close to 20 laps to go here.
I'd imagine there's not a whole lot to write home about, but we will take a look at this replay of the overtake for second from Jeremiah Stutzman. 17.5 seconds behind race leader Greg Holt. My goodness, the domination it's been for Greg Holt. But here's the battle for second, and Stutzman just powers right up to the inside of Joseph Causey. And the overtake you down the back, side by side, lap trucks up the road. Causey tries to restrict the entry of Stutzman. Stutzman not using that lane, that road anyway, into turn number 3. And Stutzman just plants it down on the inside and will clear that orange number 88.
Yeah, we've said it earlier, that 71 truck loves the inside of this track, and he has proven it again. He stays on the inside of the track for the majority of the run, pretty much all of the run, and I mean, it is working for him. Unfortunately, though, that 3 truck still pulling. He's starting to gain a little bit on the 3 truck, but just not enough, to put up a battle for the lead. Greg Holt has been all by himself for the majority of this race since the end of stage 1, and it is his race to lose right now. He looks fabulous to win this race, Emerson.
Absolutely, and Jeremiah Stutzman that last lap ran 4/10 faster than Greg Holt, but there's just not enough laps in the race for that to even be a factor. Greg Holt would have to encounter some very heavy lap traffic and encounter some sort of problem potentially for Stutzman to even have a chance at this point. But if you look up in front of Greg Holt, that's just not the case.
Yeah, he's got a plenty of clean track in front of him at the moment. He does have a little bit of gaggle when we get towards the 31 of Bothwell and the 77 of Berger, which he might catch towards the end of the race. But yeah, it's pretty spread out right now. Nobody really around him to prevent him from winning this race. The only thing that he's not going to want to see is a yellow flag, which, being that these trucks are really spread out, I don't see that happening. But my best Larry Mack impression, The yellow flag tends to come out here, and within the last 20 laps, around lap 15, lap 12, has been the average. So we'll see as we get to those numbers. That's normally when NASCAR is here, they burn those long green flag runs. The car's been on the track, and people tend to make some mistakes. So we'll see what happens as we get towards the end of this race.
Well, here's James Gilliard pulling away from Farron Elam Jr. That for the 16th position, and has since dissipated. Any chance of Berger getting to Bothwell has also taken a huge dive, and he has lost now half a second to Bothwell since we last checked in that battle. Here's Thompson and Jason Miz. This is the battle for the final spot in the top 10, albeit one lap down, but a top 10 spot up for grabs. Kevin Thompson holding on over Jason Miz.
Yeah, and I haven't seen a race like this in a long time where we're starting to lap into the top 10. And I mean, I can't even think, it was maybe back in the 90s when races like this were happening, where you'd have cars lapped. And that has to do, somewhat with the lucky dog rule, and somewhat with the caliber of drivers just getting better over time. And just Greg Holt's been on another planet tonight. He's had that truck dialed in from the get-go, and no one's been able to touch him so far, and that's just a testament to what he's done tonight. And not taking away anything from these other drivers. We had some amazing racing throughout this entire race.
Absolutely. If you're a fan of those races back in the 90s, where the leader would just straight up drive away from the field, and it would be a one-man band from the first restart of the race, and albeit this is your cup of tea, it has definitely been quite the dominating performance today from Greg Holt. And I do agree, this looks like a race out of the 90s and early 2000s, where it would be only a few competitive cars tonight, and at this rate, I think only one competitive vehicle tonight. Causey had a little bit of speed early, but it has since quickly dissipated. I wonder if Stutzman would have a go at Greg Holt if there was maybe a restart or some laps to go. But with 15 laps to go, this is still all a possibility, just a highly unlikely one. The battle for 7th continues on, as looks like Kevin Thompson is safe for 10th for now. Seth Berger 3/10 up the road from Cody Vreeland, and Vreeland powering hard up the inside. Vreeland on 3-lap fresher tires.
Yeah, he's putting his teammate Seth Berger under pressure. Seth has not had the best second half of this race. He's kept the truck in the top 10 though, but I mean, I know, just knowing Seth Berger, he would like to be a lot higher up, closer to the top 5, and it just hasn't been his night the second half of the race. He made contact with the wall earlier, and maybe that has just upset the balance of the truck to where he just can't drive it the way he wants to right now at this point in the race. But Cody Vreeland is through. He is in the 7th place position. Seth Berger falls back to 8th.
We continue on now. Seth trying to keep that high side alive and keep that 77 up in the top 10, trying to keep it on the lead lap. But Greg Holt not too far behind. Unfortunately, last week's winner and last season's champion Seth Berger may fall a lap down here in the coming future, as Greg Holt continues to work his way around. Again, led well over 130 laps today. Actually, exactly 130, coming around to lead lap 131 for Greg Holt. And let's check the lead changes since pit stops. Okay, there was 2 extra lead changes in the round of pit stops, so 6 lead changes tonight. After the 1 caution flag today. Actually, we had a few before the caution flag, but 6 lead changes all in all, and the weather has also stayed stagnant since the last time we checked. The wind has calmed down about 4 miles per hour out of the east. 12 laps to go this time by for Greg Holt and his 15.2 second advantage at the front of the field. The battle here now for the 16th position. This is Lingerfeld under attack from James Gilliard, Devin Smith as well joining the fray, and Doug Solms has powered his way by Farron Elam Jr. as well. The battle back here for 15th is still very much alive.
It is, and not to take away from these drivers, they are fighting their heart out for these 15th position. And I mean, they've been nose to tail now for quite a few laps, just trying to figure out how to get a run on each other now that the tires are getting worn. The 33 truck, I believe, looks the best out of this group. He's just trying to set the 65 up to where he can make a pretty easy pass and not have to give up too much time to the 95 behind him of Devin Smith there. But yeah, it's proving a little more difficult probably than Gilliard would want at this point. But some great racing back here by these drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's Devin Smith trying to find his way to the outside of Gilliard as Lingerfeld is under heavy attack, may lose 2 spots here. Gilliard trying to size up. Lingerfeld right up in front of Smith. Smith got very tight at the center of the corner, and now here comes Gilliard for 15th. Can he send it on Lingerfeld?
Yeah, it just looks like Gilliard's trying to put his truck where Lingerfeld wants to run. Or sorry, I think I have that backwards actually. But yeah, they look like they're just trying to put their truck where the 33 wants to run. The 33 trying to run a little bit higher line entering and then diving it down, trying to get the run off the turn. It's working for him off turn 4, not so much off of turn 2 from the looks of it. Ooh, and he clicks the wall right there. A little scrape. That's going to hurt his chances. He keeps up the momentum though, but that's going to hurt a little bit, and that's going to put him back in the clutches of Devin Smith possibly if he's not careful.
Potentially, but we're looking off the tailgate now of Lingerfeld, and we'll take a look at the tires here and see how Lingerfeld is actually on a 4-lap older tires than Gilliard, but they are all on severely old tires at this point, well into the 30s. 34-lap old tires for Lingerfeld, but here comes Gilliard side by side. He'll pull up alongside on turn number 4, and across the line, it's still Lingerfeld. Can he hold him on the outside?
Yeah, Lingerfeld got loose off of turn 4. That allowed the 33 truck. 33 truck going to ride him up as he takes the middle lane, forcing Lingerfeld a little bit higher than maybe he wanted to be. Gilliard still alongside as they come down the back straight. Let's see if he can make the turn. They get close. And, the 33 truck had to get out of it a little bit not to make contact with the 65.
Brilliant defense from Kyle Lingerfeld, but here comes Gilliard powering up the inside and across the line. It's still Lingerfeld over Gilliard. No, Lingerfeld will clear into 1. I'm sorry, Gilliard will clear into 1. And that is 15 for James Gilliard. Now Devin Smith wants in on this as Bothwell. Well, let's look at Brad Bothwell. He's under attack from Cody Vreeland. Vreeland is only 7/10 behind Bothwell.
Yeah, and this is a battle for 15th, a big battle for 15th, right in front of a battle for 6th. I mean, this is getting really interesting really quick. These guys don't want to let these guys
he's sideways!
These lap down cars don't want to let these lead lap cars by with having to sacrifice the position themselves. So it's going to get very interesting very quickly here for the 31 and the 10.
Vreeland trying to snag away 6th, and Bothwell getting sideways will definitely help. It'll light up the right rear tire, and now having to go on defense mode as there is a gaggle of trucks in front. This is again a battle for the 15th position, as you mentioned, right in front of the battle for 6. And Seth Berger's actually since fallen off. He's gone a lap down and lost several seconds to Vreeland and Bothwell. I'd imagine Seth's just trying to pace himself to the checker. Actually, Seth's under attack from Andrew Pratt. We'll catch up with that in a second, but the battle for 6th. Here comes Vreeland to the inside of Bothwell. There's a lap truck up that 3 wide off of turn number 2.
Oh my goodness, these trucks were so close together, fighting tooth and nail for every inch of the track. Bothwell hangs on. He gets back down in front of the 10 as they go through 3 and 4. Some amazing racing, but probably not the racing that these 2 lead lap cars want to see. The 3 truck is gaining on these guys quite rapidly to put them a lap down. If he catches them before too long here, I mean, there's only 3 laps left, but he might catch them here before the end of the race, and that could get very interesting.
And Lingerfeld got cleared of Gilliard, and around goes Bothwell in front of Vreeland. This could bring out a yellow. Oh, hard into the inside wall. And a caution on the speedway. Greg Holt did not want to see that.
But one driver who did is the 71 truck of Stutzman. they're all going to come down. They're going to get some fresh tires now. They're going to have a green-white checker, I think, for the win, or for the shootout, for the win of this race. We're going to get some overtime trucking in Pit Stop TV here.
Oh my goodness. I do not want to be, I want to be a fly in the wall hearing what Greg Holt has to say about this. But Linger felt loose in front of Bothwell, sideswipes Bothwell, and then Vreeland had nowhere to go as well, and 2 lead lap trucks, one not damaged, one has lit up the tires, the other one damaged on the front end. Cody Vreeland, big impact to that 10 truck.
Yeah, and that's going to kill the 10 trucks night. He was having a great run trying to get by, and like I said, these lap down cars, I mean, they're fighting for position too. They don't want to give it up without, having to give up the position themselves and possibly lose out to their competitors. So they're running as hard as they can. The lead lap cars are trying to get by, and just a very unfortunate circumstance there. Truck getting loose off of 2 and hitting a lead lap truck, and then the 10 just an innocent bystander.
Well, we have pit stops now. No mistakes. By the way, there's going to be a truck getting back on the lead lap, and I believe that is Seth Berger. So Berger saved. He was in a battle with Andrew Pratt, and that has helped him out big time. Greg Holt will just destroy the race off pit lane. Not even close. Stutzman will come off in second. Looks like it'll be a race at a line. It'll be Causey over Fitzpatrick for 3rd and 4th, and Joshua Gaffright comes off the pit lane in 5th. Seth Berger is now on the lead lap. He's going to have to fall to the back and get probably get his pit service in here. And then many drivers, I'd imagine, are going to go for a wave around here, because cautions breed cautions is what Andrew Pratt and Brad Bothwell and Kevin Thompson and Jason Miz and Cody Vreeland and Ronnie Johnson and Joshua Fox and Tyler Markle, James Gilliard, Kyle Lingerfelt, and Devin Smith are probably all thinking. And Doug Solms.
Oh, we're seeing a mixed bag here. Some trucks coming in taking pit stops, some trucks not. So some guys gonna vote for that wave around. Some of the other guys, like, maybe gonna play their chances here, maybe get another caution. And I don't think that any of the trucks would pit, any of the lead lap trucks would pit anymore. But yeah, very mixed bag of strategies there.
So Seth Berger, I'd imagine, is the official lucky dog of this caution, since he was on the lead lap and has since come down the pit lane. It's now who's all in front of Greg Holt.
Yeah, and it's going to also play here, what lane do you choose? We're going to get closer and closer to that choose line. And we saw Stutzman take the inside earlier, and we'll see what he does now. Because, he did not get a good start at all on that inside lane. I know his truck likes that inside line, but he didn't get a good start. And this is the make it or break it. You got to send it here. So we'll see what happens when they get to the choose line.
I'd imagine this is going to definitely be, this caution's going to extend another lap, just because of the massive amount of wave rounds we're going to have here between Velzy and Daniel Park and Bothwell. And we'll see here, lights are off on the safety vehicle, and are these drivers not getting waved around? Oh no.
Yeah, I hear them asking for the wave around on the radio communications now.
Caution
with
has
the
been
ligaments.
extended. I don't know if the choose even happened that lap. It probably should not have anyway. But if it did, I believe Holt chose up high and Stutzman down low. But I don't know if the choose happened.
Yeah, there's still some confusion over trucks getting the wave around. It looks like Berger is going to get back up to the front.
I don't know. We are in a little bit of a whammy here, because I believe race control has it set to where they have to give all the wave rounds manually, which is going to take quite a while. And here we go. Now we're getting wave rounds.
Yeah, and they'll probably have to extend the caution again. Just allow everybody to get set up. The truck's going to be racing around.
And Lingerfeld's going back because he was the cause of the caution. He's going backwards, so he will not get away around Kyle Lingerfeld. But here we go with the choose. I believe. Anyway, this is the choose happening here. And
Oh, I just heard that they're going to do it next time by.
okay. So that was not the choose. A little bit of a tease there. But Kyle Lingerfeld, again, he was the cause of the caution. He was given an EOL and not given the opportunity to get his lap back. So Lingerfeld will stay one lap down and just be at the mercy now of everybody else who pitted. Lingerfeld probably should have came in and pitted if he was getting the EOL there, but he will be on old tires in his pack of trucks that are a lap down. So what this has now done is this has put drivers like Jason Miz, Ronnie Joyner, Joshua Fox, Tyler Markle, and James Gilliard on the lead lap, making it 11 trucks on the lead lap. Andrew Pratt is one down over Kevin Thompson, Cody Vreeland, Devin Smith, Kyle Lingerfeld, Doug Solms, and Brad Bothwell all one lap down. Randall Barnett, the first truck, 2 laps down. And of course, the front runners has not changed yet. Greg Holt, Jeremiah Stutzman, Joseph Causey, Seth Fitzpatrick, Joshua Gaffright, the top 5 who did not get lapped, and Seth Berger, the lucky dog, in 6th. So, if we are truly getting to choose this time, a little bit of an extension to the race here by a little bit. This race, 175 laps, and we should be getting to 1 to green here, which will make us go another over. I think we're going to 180 there, but here's the choose, and it's hold up high over Stutzman, and there you see the lanes being chosen on your screen.
Yeah, very mixed bag. A lot of trucks taking the inside lane. I'm quite surprised by that. The outside lane tends to be better on the restarts, but it does look like a lot of drivers taking that inside lane, especially up front. Kind of interested again with how Jeremiah Stutzman's going to approach this one. Had a little bit of trouble in the last restart on the bottom, but he's got another shot at it. Let's see what he does here. This is for all the marbles as they come around to take this green-white checker.
Again, the first overtime attempt here at the Homestead Miami Speedway tonight for the Outlaws Sim Series in their 3rd round of the Gunman Trucks calendar. And here we go. It's Greg Holt up high, Jeremiah Stutzman down low. Row number 2, it's Seth Fitzpatrick and Joseph Causey, and Joshua Gaffright. The 3rd and final car, that is going to be restarting with the field. Then it's Seth Berger 6 seconds back towards the rear of the field, and he's got a bunch of lead lap wave arounds of him with Jason Miz, Ronnie Joyner, Joshua Fox, Tyler Markle, and James Gilliard. As the iRacing.com safety vehicle will find its safety into the pit lane. 3 miles to settle it. If we make it back around to the white, green flag is out. 1 more time around at Homestead. 2 more times around at Homestead. Down the back straightaway, it's Causey trying to get clear of Jeremiah Stutzman side by side into turn 3. And Greg Holt looks like he's clear of the battle for now. Can we make it back to the whites? Oh, Holt slow to center of the corner.
Holt slow. Causey gets loose as well. Jeremiah Stutzman now to the inside. 1 lap to go at Homestead. Jeremiah Stutzman is there.
The white flag presented by Tucson Sound Art to the inside. Stutzman trying to steal the win away from Greg Holt. Clear to the lead of the turn number 2, 3 wide behind. Gaffright trying to take a podium. Does Holt have a lunge back into turn 3?
That 71 truck is awesome on the inside. He puts it on the inside 1 final time through 3 and 4. He's going to pull away. Jeremiah Stutzman looks to take the win at Homestead.
Jeremiah Stutzman will win at Homestead. A photo finish for 2nd, and Stutzman with the fastest lap on the final lap, and Kevin Thompson takes it. But Jeremiah Stutzman on a late race restart will win here at Homestead in a phenomenal last few lap turn of events. A caution coming out with 3 laps to go, with lead lap cars trying to find a way past lap vehicles, and Stutzman's already celebrating.
From 15 seconds back, got the late race caution, put his truck where he needed it to be, and just made it work. Jeremiah Stutzman celebrates here in Homestead. A well-deserved win. He stuck with it all the way, and just not what Greg Holt wanted to see at all. He's going to have to settle for 2nd place.
You know what? You called it. You said the one driver happy about this late race caution was going to be the 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman. I didn't really comment on it because we just saw how Jeremiah Stutzman was not able to get up to speed on the one other restart of this race. But, I held my tongue anyway, but Jeremiah Stutzman, a phenomenal late race restart. I think Holt had something happen there in the center of 3 and 4. Maybe he just got into gas a little too soon. But after that, he had to lift off the throttle. Stutzman was committed to his line and just powered right on by the 3 truck.
Yeah, Stutzman's been running that bottom every single lap of this race almost, except for when he was trying to pass Causey that one time. He just knew what his truck wanted to do. And when Holt got off of turn 3, it just blew the engine. But when he got off of turn 3, both him and Causey got loose, and that just allowed Stutzman his lane to have a shot at winning the race, and he took it.
Well, we're going to step aside for just one moment. We'll be right back with post-race interviews, post-race coverage here of the Outlaws Sim Series in their 3rd round from the Homestead Miami Speedway. It was a thriller at the end. We'll recap it on the far side.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway as we are now into post-race coverage of the Outlaws Sim Series round number 3 of 22 from the Homestead Miami Speedway. And a late race caution will give Jeremiah Stutzman the perfect opportunity to come and steal the show. Jeremiah Stutzman, how did you do it?
Hello?
We got you, Jeremiah, and what a wild race. The strategy was working out in your favor to get you a secured 2nd place, but the late race caution, how did you go toe-to-toe with Greg Holt and come out on top?
I have no idea. It was just an honor to get to race him in the 88 so much because I normally don't see him until they're lapping me. So.
Well, tonight it was very different. We'll backtrack a little bit to the green flag runs, and after stage two ended, that's when the first round of green flag pit stops happened. But you stayed out longer. We know you're always a driver trying some sort of strategy, finding some sort of strategic edge. What was going through your mind to go longer on your set of tires? Just to have the fresher tires at the end, or was there something else happening?
I just wanted the fresher tires. I was staying with the 88, but I just wanted to see if I could do something different to get around them, and it worked.
Absolutely, it did it not only once but twice. Did you think that at the end? Did you think that you might have pitted a little too late? Maybe not giving yourself enough time to catch Joseph, or were you just not even worried about it? Did you think you always had Joseph pretty much from the time you pitted the first time, or what do you feel about your battle for second?
I really wasn't worried about the tires at that point. I was settled in. I was happy with the top 5. And if that's all we got, that was fine. If we got more than that, that was great too.
I think it's fitting when when I saw you go longer on your first round of pit stops, on the first round of green flag pit stops today. I mentioned that you're the driver who always tries to find that some sort of strategy, and maybe it doesn't always work out, but it did last season at Auto Club, and it works out again tonight. And then you to get you second anyway, but then the late race caution to get the win. A little bit, I guess, of a different way to win. How do you feel about it on the late race restart?
I didn't have no clue how that was gonna go. He got me, and then I think he missed turn 2 or something like that, and it gave me a chance. But it's really a big win because this is a single car team. I don't really have nobody else helping me, and all these mega teams out here. So it's hard to compete.
You go for it. Oh, I was gonna say, I noticed you in that Discord. I don't know how well you're in with them. I guess that's more just for you to have some people to have with you in the race. But I had no idea this was kind of a solo thing for you.
Yeah, I mean, no, they don't help me, and I ain't gonna sit there and beg them for help. It's just a good group of guys I like to chat with, race with, and if an opening does come up, that's great. But if not, I'm fine what it is. It's fine every week and something to look forward to.
Fair enough. Well, as I mentioned, last time out at Auto Club last season, you stole the show on a fuel strategy. Next week, it's 97 laps, and these trucks 100% fuel. Do you feel like there's some strategy you can pull there, or do you feel you maybe just have the raw pace to go do something at Auto Club, or how do you feel about Auto Club?
I have no idea, really. It's hard to base anything off this season so far that I've had because I've stayed around that 12th to 15th range every race so far. So I figure that's about where I'll be, maybe top 10. Maybe something will work out.
I guess we'll have to wait and see, but Jeremiah Stutzman, again, out of nowhere, coming in on the late race restart, making it count when it matters most. Congratulations on the win. Best luck to you next week at Auto Club and the rest of your season.
Thank you, and good job as always, everybody up there.
Thank you. And again, that is race winner, driver of the number 71, Jeremiah Stutzman, Devin. That is phenomenal how he gets it done on the late race restart, but there is two sides to every story. Devin, you have the heartbreaking interview of our second place finisher, Greg Holt.
Hey, Greg Holt, this is Devin in the booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha. I'm here.
I know you are sorely disappointed with a second place finish, having dominated this race, 148 laps led, and it all came down to that. Can you kind of walk us through what happened on that last restart?
Yeah, made an adjustment that we normally make in a situation like that, and the splitter caught the ground going into the turn the minute when I got on the brakes to launch it off into the corner on entry on both turns. So instead of the car turning and rotating like it normally would, it just grabbed and walked.
Yeah, we saw it kind of walk up the track there off of 4, and I mean that gave the opening to Stutzman, but I mean, second place isn't that bad. I know you wanted to win, I mean, does it make up a little bit for last week and what happened, or is this one sting a little more?
Last week stings. This one stings. It's all right. There's plenty of races. We'll get them. Eventually, one's going to finish under green flag. You can't always have a fast up front set and a fast long run set. It doesn't work that way. So we'll keep going with what we got. We can go out lead laps and run up front, and we'll take it.
That sounds good. I mean, it always looks like you have the best truck when it comes to that long run pace. And I mean, that was again tonight, and you called it on that first time we interviewed you before stage 1 ended. And you said you wanted this thing to go green, and I mean, it did for the longest time, and you just dominating. But man, I feel for you. And I mean, is there anything that you can kind of give us as a preview for maybe what you have in store for Auto Club?
Yeah, we'll see. I think maybe a little more draft at Auto Club, but I think we've got a pretty good set for there as well. So, hopefully we get to finish one under green flag conditions instead of having that late caution. If not, maybe I'll have to go back and rethink about the way we're building the sets.
I mean, yeah, everything changes, and we wish you the best of luck again. And I mean, we're going to give you the floor again for thanking anyone you need to thank here. The floor is yours.
Well, first, I'd like to congratulate Jeremiah. That was a great win. Thank Kazi and Joshua and Miz and Garrett and Schroeder, or Schroeder as we call him, for all over at PSS. And thank Adam for putting the show on again, and Emerson and you for doing what you do. You guys do a good job. It's fun to watch after.
Well, we greatly appreciate that. It was an honor to watch you race. Unfortunately, you couldn't make it work out, but again, it is a long season. Good luck next week at Auto Club. We look forward to talking to you again.
And that was our second place finisher, driver of the number 3, Greg Holt. And the other factor in that equation, driver of number 88, Joseph Kazi. And Joseph, you got some laps led there early. Your teammates with Greg Holt, I don't know how much you share information, though. It looked like there was a huge difference between you and Greg Holt's pace. Was there any definitive difference that might have done that, or?
He just knows how to get around the track better. I'm not great at Homestead. I'm okay. I just being my home track. I am not very great at it.
Well, I mentioned it early in the broadcast. It's fitting that you're running the Miami Hurricane colors that go with University of Miami. How does it feel for you to, run this truck at Homestead, Miami, and run up front, lead some laps, and run in the podium all day and finish third?
It's nice. Freaking, this track's just hard, man. Freaking, you're literally trying to, in a 4-wheel slide, trying to, not keeping it from wrecking itself most of the time, turning around every turn you go in.
So we get to green flag pit stops, and there's a definitive difference. You come in earlier than Jeremiah Stutzman. Stutzman goes out later, as you tend to expect most weeks anyway. But Stutzman comes by on those fresh tires. Is this what you expected? Did you maybe do anything different to maybe counteract that on the second round of pit stops, or what was the game plan?
I kind of figured he was going to come back and get me. I messed up both times coming in. I didn't mess up coming in, but I messed up, getting the brakes in and getting to the box, and soon slid across the box and had to back up both times. So that killed my time. I probably gained time if I would have did it right, but it is what it is. Got third. I was better than what I thought I was gonna give. Fitzpatrick there was giving me a run for my money there at the end, and when that caution came out, I think that helped me out.
For sure. And then you're running in third all there at the end once Jeremiah gets clear view. Then the late race caution happens. Greg kind of alluded to that y'all build your setup for the long run. What's going through your mind on a green-white checkered restart?
I probably made the adjustment I made was a little bit too much, to make it too much loose. I probably should have left some more of it out of it to try to make it a little bit tighter, because I got loose and then I also got tight in the front. But I mean, it is what it is. I already knew the car wasn't set up for that little short run, so I knew it was not going to be pretty.
Speaking of that, you always elected, even when you were second on the first caution of the race, you elected to go outside behind Greg Holt. Why was that?
Well, just easy, you get a better run off the top. That's what I was hoping for, was just to get a better run off the top, and I could see, straight on, he's going to be the leader. He's going to be the fire-off car, so I'm going to be right behind him. I can watch him, as soon as he fires off, I can fire off,
Fair enough. Well, Joseph, once again, congratulations on another podium today here at Homestead. I'll give you the floor now. Shout out whoever got a shout out. Thank you, ever got a thank.
If my dad and my aunt's still watching, thanks for watching. Shout out to Greg and them, Miz and all them, PSS. We're trying to always get better and be better. And good job, Jeremiah. Oh, man. Dark horse there. Wasn't expecting it, but he was there in all race and freaking got us at the end.
Just out of nowhere for Jeremiah Stutzman. But once again, Joseph, congratulations on the podium. Best of luck to you next week at Auto Club.
All right. Appreciate it.
Driver of the number 88, Joseph Causey, our third place finisher, and Devin. The range of emotions there, I thought, and we kind of got very similar responses from all three of them. All kind of just saying it's racing, and they're kind of just there with what they got, and they let it play out how they played out. Or, I guess, what did you pull from these interviews?
Yeah, it looks like, Causey had kind of settled in that, he's not probably the best truck tonight. Not really liking how Homestead is, not comfortable with the track as much as he'd like to be. So probably the most comfortable finisher, it's like accepting of that third place. And then, we get to the leader who's ecstatic, it just not expecting to win at all. And then it's just kind of put there for him and he takes it. I mean, that's what you got to do. Sometimes these things fall in your lap, sometimes they don't. And when it does, you got to take it. And that's what Stutzman did tonight. Greg Holt, you heard that you heard in his voice, he was a little disappointed, which understandably so. He had the best long run truck, and it just comes down to that. And an over adjustment on that last pit stop, and just not able to make the truck do what he wanted it to do on the short run. And, even though he was the fire off truck and got that little head start, turn 4 turns out again to be the great equalizer and, deliver us our new winner for the season. We've had 3 completely different winners so far in 3 races.
Yeah, turn 4, it might have something to do with it being a little longer and a little bit of a sharper end to it. With all kidding aside, though, here's how everybody else kind of felt with that late race restart. Jeremiah Stutzman, of course, the winner, leading only 9 laps today. Greg Holt leading 148 will come home in second. And Causey leading 14 laps will finish in third. Joshua Gaffright, Seth Fitzpatrick will round out the top 5. Seth Berger will get P6. Ronnie Joyner there in 7th. Joshua Fox in 8th. Tyler Markle 9th. James Gilliard 10th. I want to say Seth Fitzpatrick gets 3 top 5s in a row to start the season. Seth Fitzpatrick is lighting it up right now, and I am very impressed with the 2 truck. But Devin, here's the next page.
Yeah, 11th, Andrew Pratt. A good run out of him. Maybe not expecting to be where he was, but a good run for 11th spot. Kevin Thompson had some troubles. Falls back to 12th. He was a top 10 truck for most of the day. Devin Smith comes home 13th in the 95. Doug Solms, a good run, coming home in 14th spot. Brad Bothwell caught out late by that late race incident. He's going to have to settle for 15th after having a great run, putting him in a great position to have a top 10 finish. And then the same thing can be said for Cody Vreeland in 16th. Both also falling into that late race caution, the cause of that with some of the lap down trucks. And unfortunately, he comes home 16th. 17th, Jason Miz. Not the run he wanted to have, but, there's for our Daytona winner. still a long season. He can get it turned around. He's just got to stay in that top 20 in points. 18th is going to be Randall Barnett in the 63 truck. 18 truck of Joshua McClune comes from 19th. And Farron Elam Jr., who we expected to have a decent run tonight, he's going to have to settle for 20th.
On to the next page, Garrett Velzy won the lap trucks today. We mentioned Kyle Lingerfeld right around the center of the start of that final the final incident that brought out the caution to re-rack him and give Jeremiah Stutzman the opportunity to win it on a late race restart. Brendan Richardson did not find a pit wall appetizing today. He'll finish in 23rd. Jeremy C. Poole will finish in 24th. Dan Park went around off the nose of James Gilliard today. He'll come home in 25th, 16 laps down. I believe he might have parked it there towards the end. Andrew Schroeder will come home 26. He DNF'd today at 44 laps down. John Mickey 27, 49 down. Matthew Setzer 28, 56 down. Jesse Adams 29, 65 down. Joshua Balliet comes home in 30th, 78 down. Eric Peck 109 down in 31st. Joseph Pinino 119 down in 32nd. And Matt Rogers 152 laps down in 33rd. And Devin, Homestead kind of provided what when you think of real life truck races at Homestead, you normally think of caution early, long green flag run, caution late, and that's kind of what happened tonight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we kind of touched on it in the intro of the broadcast, where we were going to have one of two things. We're going to have either, some cautions, or we're going to have a long green flag run. And we got the long green flag run. We got the late race caution, and that set up our winner. But, I mean, man, it was so interesting to see just how each driver approached this, with certain drivers wanting the high side, certain drivers wanting the low side. And, most people think the high side's going to win out every single time at Homestead, but Jeremiah Stutzman's going to prove him wrong. He kept that truck on the inside the whole race, and he's the one who comes home the winner.
Well, Pit Stop TVs would not be possible without the support of all of our partners here at Pit Stop TV, like Tucson Sound Art. Your picture, your music. You provide the image that you want. They will custom create a beautifully framed, high-quality canvas with a built-in Bluetooth speaker. Use promo code PitStopTV at checkout for 10% off of your wall-mounted sound art device today. They're at www.tucsonsoundart.com. Race pace setups. Again, the 24 hours of Spa here on iRacing is coming up quickly this weekend. If you don't have a setup for your team, you better check out that Discord link there on the bottom. Race pace setups. Tyler, Real World Race Engineer, will create you a GT3 setup. Very stable, very fast. You should definitely check them out and see if you like it, see if it fits your driving style or your team's driving style, and see what you can do with it. Again, I used it at Bathurst. The car felt phenomenal. I was not very confident in Mount Panorama until I drove that setup, and it gave me a lot of confidence. I instantly felt so much better for that Bathurst endurance race back in February. And again, race pace setup's a huge help with that. Pit Stop TV broadcasts are brought to you by Permanent Makeup in Maine. You deserve the best care that money can buy. And also presented by BAM Racing Videos, by a race fan for the racing community, and by Whiplash Media, the official graphic and camera provider of Pit Stop TV. And that website link down there, www.pitstoptv/Whiplash. That's where you can find your opportunity to find graphics, and where you can contact Whiplash Media to see what you can do about getting graphics and cameras for your iBroadcast today. And of course, another thing on www.pitstoptv.com, when you hit / there, why don't you also go ahead and type out Cars Esport Tour. The Cars Esport Tour is back, and entries are open to all Cars Tour competitors as well as other select short track stars and iRacers. Cars Esport Tour races will be held on Wednesdays, with practice opening at 6 p.m. Eastern. And make sure you go once again to www.pitstoptv.com / Cars Esport Tour for more information. Again, Andrew Cardinale IV, our very own Andrew Cardinale IV, running the series, and we'll be broadcasting here on Pit Stop TV. It'll be alongside the Outlaws Sim Series most nights. But if you're a short track racer and you really want to get your name out there and you love the short tracks and you think you can go toe-to-toe with some of the best short track racers in the nation, make sure you go to www.pitstoptv.com / Cars Esport Tour. Sign up today, the $10 entry for the 6-race season. They'll be racing regular late models at 6 very different ovals it'll be quite the challenge, and I cannot wait to see who will come out on top in that Cars Esport Tour Challenge. Also here on Pit Stop TV, like I mentioned today, we pulled a doubleheader. Next Wednesday will also be a doubleheader. We'll get there in a second, but once again, I want to shout out Trey Shuttlesworth once again for coming back to the limelight of production tonight, having to hold down the fort up at the virtual Chicago Street Circuit in Chicago, Illinois. With Eric Brennan tonight, I'm sure they called a fantastic race. I'm going to go back and watch it here in a few minutes to see how all the action shaped out for the IORL IndyCars at Chicago Street Course. But tomorrow night, the Pit Stop TV channel introduced yet another new series to the channel. I say new, we had the prelude for this series on a Sunday morning a couple of weeks back. The Streamer Championship there, that was at Road Atlanta a few weeks back. But now here comes the series, the league, and their season opener tonight, tomorrow night at the Hockenheim Ring, 9:15 p.m. Eastern. You're not going to want to miss the North American Racing League and that GT3 series kick off their season opener tomorrow night at the Hockenheim Ring. Then we'll go on a little bit of a break. We don't have MSRA for the next couple weeks. They followed a real NASCAR schedule, and NASCAR is on their Olympic break. So we'll pick the action back up on Tuesday night with Newark and their Season 13 action. 2 races left to the playoffs. We go to Atlanta to see who's going to have the best advantage heading into Legacy Daytona. So Atlanta, 2 races before the regular season is over. The old configuration of Atlanta, you're not going to want to miss it. 6:40 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday night. And next Wednesday night, another doubleheader here on Pit Stop TV. It'll be the IORL, the International Online Racing League, and their IndyCar Series, and their third to last race of the season at the Kentucky Speedway, 7:20 p.m. Eastern, 10 minutes before we go live next Wednesday night here at the Outlaws Sim Series, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll have the Outlaws Sim Series Gunman trucks taken to race number 4 of 22 on the season at the Auto Club Speedway. And Devin, I mean, out of that slate of races, again, I feel like you might be a little biased to the Outlaws here, but out of that next slate of races, what are you looking forward to?
Of course, Outlaws. Just because we are bringing it to you. But no, it's going to be a great, great battle for most of those series. You know, one season starting up there with the North American Racing League, and then 2 seasons coming to a close, battling for playoff positions with Newark and the IORL. It's going to be amazing to see what they come out or who comes out on top as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. And yeah, I mean, I just got to say it's all 3 of those leagues that we have coming up next week, as well as the Outlaws. I mean, all of them are interesting. They are all very fun to watch, and they are brought to you all by Pit Stop TV. And being with our slate of broadcasters, it is always a great time. So definitely check us out.
Absolutely, check us out on our social media links there on the bottom of your screen, like our Facebook page, facebook.com/pitstoptv. You can find it also by searching Pit Stop TV on Facebook, our Twitter at pitstoptv_, and our Instagram at pit_stop_TV. Vincent Cortez has been hard at work on our social media coverage this evening and has absolutely rocked it. I feel that late race caution might have caught him a little off guard. So we'll see. I'll be checking out his post after the broadcast wraps up here as well. You can check out all his social media updates from today's race, and you can check out the IORL updates that Trey Shuttlesworth will be ever so kindly to update the Facebook page even after going through all the work of production today at IORL in their Chicago Street Course race. Trey Shuttlesworth will obviously recap the action there as well. You can check that out on the Facebook page, the Instagram, potentially the Twitter as well. And of course tonight, where we had our 2 broadcasts going strong at the same time on the same platform, was youtube.com/C/Pit-Stop-TV1. Again, what a night of racing. Trey Shuttlesworth and Eric Brennan, they ended their call about half an hour to an hour ago at this point. I kind of lost track of time with the green-white checkered there. But again, a great night of action here and a great run with our crew here at Pit Stop TV. But that's going to do it from the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway, and we're happy to have had you all here, either here tuning into the Outlaws Sim Series, or if you're coming over from the IORL just to see some more racing action at from the Chicago Street Course. We're happy to have had you all here tonight, tuning in and joining us for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. As I said, we're pulling double duty tonight, and we only had 5 people on across our 2 broadcasts tonight. So if you have some broadcast experience, or even if you don't, If you want to learn how to produce or commentate or do some social media coverage for us, please send an email out to andrew@pitstoptv.com to figure out more about how to join our crew. We could definitely use the people to come and help out here at Pitstop TV. And again, Devin Zimmerman joining me on the call this evening. It was lovely to have had you on the call with me. And Vincent Cortez, of course, rocking the socks at social media. I'm Emerson Arden. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Y'all stay cool. Y'all stay safe.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.